Hi, everyone. So sorry about that. I am not feeling very well today. That's why I have a picture only. And yeah, I have a horrible, horrible headache that is driving me insane. Will not go away, and I'm like loading up on all sorts of stuff like soup and and all that stuff. So thank you for bearing with me, for those of you who stayed for 2 hours waiting for me to get here. I am so sorry. I am very, I usually am on time, but this was the one time. Sorry about that. But I have a great show for you that has already been recorded with myself and Lance from the Outcast Creative. He and I did a wonderful little show. It's two parts, and so there will be like a little intermission for us to go take a break if we need to. And I will, of course, be in the chat with you guys. I want to say hi to everyone who's here. We got James Bacon showed up. Also, DJ Play Nice was here earlier. Amy Jo Johnson, hello, hello, hello. Unicorn Rampant Studio, oh my God, I miss you so much. I hope you're doing well. Hope everything is all right. Let's see. And Gary Carpenter, thank you for your concern, Gary. So sorry about this. Like you said, I just am not feeling my usual self, and have a like horrible, horrible headache. Trying to get through this, but also Putin's cat is here. Is Thank you for being here too, Putin cat. So thank you so much, guys. I really am um, very, very grateful for you guys checking in on me. And thank you. Thanks, Keith E says, I can hear you. It's so awesome. And Shade Viking says, play the song Jump by Van Halen. That is awesome. Yeah, it is on the list. I'm not sure exactly where on the list it is, but it is on the list for sure. Um, now, before I get to that, let me call up. Let me do this one thing. Oh, Simply Steve is here as well. So good to see you. Maybe solar storm interference on her satellite. Oh, it's so sweet. You guys are so wonderful to me. And James Bacon says, "Oh, huzzah! I'm glad you're okay and streaming." Yes, yes. It just was trying to get myself together, and this when you've got one of those migraines, those awful migraines, it's just impossible to just even focus on regular things. And I got the time all mixed up, so I am very, very sorry. So let's get started. I'm gonna get us that video. Let me just call it up on my screen. Oh, before we do that, let me just do one thing. Um, it is Memorial Day, and I did want to do one small thing for the holiday. So, a moment. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh yes. So if we could have, let's see if I have I did have like a little thing, but um, it is too big for my screen. But if we can have a moment of silence for um, for Memorial Day, that I'm just going to do that really quickly, if you don't mind.
Okay, guys. Yeah. I Let me just see something. I thought I had it. Okay, let me see if I can find it again. If for some reason it doesn't want to pull up, but I have the first video. Let's see. Oh, here it is. All right, guys, here is the
Hey guys, look who I have. I have Lance here with me from the Outcast Creative. This is an award-winning writer, director, producer, acting coach, and wonderful YouTube content creator. Woo! He's
Wow,
also the
what an intro! I'm not sure I can live up to these huge expectations you've placed on me, but
Oh, you can. And you're also the co-founder of the Outcasts Creative. So this is wonderful for those of you who are seeing Lance for the first time or watching my channel for the first time. There it is, Outcast Creative. Lance has been with us quite a few times talking about lots of interesting topics. And today's topic is, of course, one of my favorites, 1984. And we are going to be looking at the music of 1984, in which is going to be just a walk down memory lane. We're going to get in our DeLoreans and have a little fun.
we're going to go
right.
back in time.
Oh. Well, you changed it up a little bit. So.
Yeah, I'll change it up. I'm going to do that a few times, but I'll change it up.
Up first, song up. Drum roll, please.
1984, the music of 84.
Thriller. Now, this one is sort of like was released in November 1983, but it really hit the charts for many people in 1984. Any thoughts on Thriller?
As you can see, it was released in the UK. Before you guys, we got it first.
I know. Look at that.
We're more important, you know. So we have to get these things first. I mean, the main thing I remember about Thriller was there's a British comedian / actor called Lenny Henry.
Okay.
Who did a really good spoof of the Thriller song, and they spoofed the video completely, and one of the lines was, "There must be fans of Aston Villa, which is a football club." It was not doing very well. Yeah, I got into Michael Jackson around this time, actually.
Yeah.
But I bought the album after Thriller, the one that came later, and then I went back and bought Thriller later.
Okay.
But my friend Nick went and bought a Michael Jackson outfit when we were at a shop in Brighton, and he looked ridiculous in
it. Yeah. This was peak Michael Jackson with the leather jacket, and he kind of claimed that look very aggressively. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, a lot of people used to just say that I look like Michael Jackson, which I'm like, I don't think so at all. But they did. Yeah, they were like, are you related to him? It was really weird.
Yeah, you've got a bit of a LaToya thing going on, actually. Now
people say LaToya, yeah, and so
I mean, it's a bit more complimentary to say you look like LaToya Jackson than to say you look like Michael Jackson.
Well, then that Michael Jackson, not the Michael Jackson later on, but yeah, a lot of people did, and especially when he was when he had the movie. I'm sorry, he had the Off the Wall album. Is it the album or a song? Off the Wall. My mom loved that.
Wasn't Thriller both a single and an album, or am I?
Yeah, it was an album as well. It was an album, single and an album. But then there was Off the Wall, which was the one my mom used to always watch. I was a big fan of the Jackson 5. So this was sort of, the little boy that grew up kind of thing. And I think everybody just loved him and was rooting for him at that point. But the video for Thriller was just one of those big deals because it was directed by who?
That dude who did all the videos.
The director of An American Werewolf in London.
Oh, John Landis. Yeah, that's
Yes,
right. Because
yes.
they did all the they did the same effects work for it.
Yeah. And it was fantastic. That video was sort of the first video that really felt like a mini movie, if you will, or a short movie. And since then, a lot of people went on to do that kind of elaborate videos like that were actually mini movies. And also, Weird Al Yankovic came on the scene about this time. He started out with Eat It. I think that was his first one that he did. That was kind of doing the mockumentary thing, but he also did one for Thriller as well, which was or was it that he did Beat It, but at the end of it, he did Eat It, but at the end of it, he did like a Thriller kind of moment where he looks back at the camera and he has like cat eyes or something. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I also remember Ola Ray, who played the girl.
Oh
in the
yes,
video.
Ola Ray, gorgeous young lady.
Oh yeah, she was stunning.
Oh
And
yeah,
I didn't know that she was a Playboy bunny, but she was.
yes,
She was
she was a
Playmate
Playboy.
of the Month in the June 1980 issue. I'm sure that's collectible. So here's a story. She ultimately sued Michael Jackson in May 2009 in a dispute to obtain uncollected royalties from this video.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nothing about it. Was it successful?
It was settled. Her lawsuit was settled from the estate of Michael Jackson after he died.
Oh, okay. So they did give her something. Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice. Oh, good. Well, the next song that is coming up is When Doves Cry, Prince. Prince and the Revolution, it was called at that point. He came out with this incredible album, Purple Rain, to do with his movie Purple Rain, which was a phenomenal hit, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. It was a fantastic moment in music history. That movie launched the careers of several artists, including Apollonia 6, The Time, and so many other incredible people were in that movie.
Apollonia 6 had Vanity in it.
There was Vanity 6 came before Apollonia 6. Vanity was supposed to be in the movie Purple Rain, and because she dropped out, he needed another young lady, got Apollonia, and she became part of the singing group Apollonia 6. See, and then now we have Tina Turner. Love this lady. What's love got to do with it? Wonderful song. It was sort of her comeback after being in her former group or grip, right? Would you say it was a group with Tina and Ike Turner? They had a wonderful review going on, and things didn't work out in the marriage, and so she left to be on her own. For many years, she did tours, and she did concerts everywhere that she could, and finally she got a hit with What's Love Got to Do with It. Wonderful.
I can answer that question. It's nothing but a secondhand emotion.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's in the lyrics. Nothing but a secondhand emotion. Anyway.
Now we come to the song "Careless Whisper" by George Michael.
Now I'm feeling sad.
Yeah, George Michael, what a wonderful talent that left us too soon, and had many problems and issues that had was sort of a whirlwind of his life. But he did. He was initially in the band Wham, and continued on to do a wonderful solo career. And "Careless Whisper" was one of those songs where as soon as you hear that saxophone whirring, you are like, oh gosh, it's very, it puts you in the mood and you're just feeling so wonderful.
Yeah, it was co-written by Andrew Ridgeley, and it was #1 in the UK for 3 weeks.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Wow.
and was kind of part of his slow step into solo artistry.
Yes. Yes.
But was actually a song on a song on the second Wham album. So
Wonderful. Yeah, he did. It was so good, and the video had set us a mood. If you remember the music video that accompanied this,
yeah,
it really
do
set a
remember.
mood, and it was sad, somber, but also very sensual. I loved it so much. And then we have Jump, Van Halen.
Yeah, I was dancing to this just last Friday or Saturday.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. A wonderful song, lots of energy. And this was during the days with the frontman for Van Halen.
David Lee Roth.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Yes,
Well, I have
David
to
Lee
confess,
Roth.
I googled that.
You did very, very
Yeah.
good Googling skills. He actually, a fun fact, he dated Apollonia at one point, and the stunt that was that Prince actually does, where he jumps up and does a split, is actually a sort of competition, if you will, with him trying to do the same stunt David Lee Roth did classically in all of his videos for with Van Halen. Very, very interesting tidbit there. A lot of fun. I love this song, and I love this era of rock history. And this is one of my favorite songs, Caribbean Queen. It's such a cool song, very romantic, but also a lot of fun, by Billy Ocean. What are your thoughts on this song?
Yeah, good song. Not one I ever personally owned. We'll get onto those, but yeah, good song. This kind of feels the whole video is very Kids from Fame, isn't it? You know, girls doing dance routines.
It's adorable. Yeah, it's very it's very immature. It's not really one of those ones where it tells a story. It's just some guy looking at a girl and cars and things. It's really cute. It's supposed to represent young love and your crush.
Well, I recognize the girl in it who's playing like the ballerina character.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see if she was also an actress, because I just feel like I've seen her in stuff, but I can't see any information about it, so that'll have to be seconded to the mysteries of time.
Ooh. Well, the next one is a really good one. Elton John, Sad Songs Say So Much. And this is actually one of my favorites, because it's one of those songs that by the end, after hearing it for the first time, you can definitely start singing along to it. It was so good, and it's a special era for me, I think, for Elton John. What about you? What do you think about this one?
Well, I never got into Elton John until later, so I was listening to other music when people were listening to his kind of early 80s stuff. The first song of his I actually really liked was Paradise, which is quite a sad song. And then I kind of retroactively started listening to his other stuff. There's a lot of musicians that I can say, yeah, I can appreciate that person is really talented. Yeah, I can listen to their stuff, but they're not somebody I've got all the albums or I've got all of these things. But I do have a couple of favorite hits of his. It's funny actually how much more you can get from his songs now.
Oh, definitely.
What he was going through then, as opposed to when I first heard you know, because it seems like Daniel, you know, which is about him falling in love with a young boy called Daniel, you know, but at the time, of course, when you heard that, you thought it was about a family member or a dog or something. You were quite naive to these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the way that there's layers to his music.
But yeah, sad songs say so much is one of those songs that is a slow song, but it's also a fast song too. You can find yourself rocking back and forth by the end of singing it. Or hearing it. Well, this one is also one of my favorites. I love myself some Kenny Loggins, okay? So his Footloose song was just fabulous. Loved it. To go with the movie, it was wonderful. And it looks like Lance has dashed off somewhere because, you know, he probably
Well,
has something to show and tell us.
I've got the album. I'm pretty sure I got it out. Yeah, I did. So here it is.
Okay, let's get you centered.
So this album has, I would say, 2 of my top 10 songs of '84 on it. My number 1 song is not on here, but I would say that the main Footloose track is probably my number 2 favorite song of '84, and then the song Almost Paradise is also on this album. I'd say that's in my top 10, probably sort of like 8 or 7. This is one of the albums that I bought. I didn't really like movie soundtracks if all they had were songs, but this is one of the few albums I bought where I loved nearly all the songs from the film. You know, like Bonnie Tyler's Holding Out for a Hero was on this album for ages before it was ever released as a single in the UK, by the way. It came out as a single much, much later. So, yeah. But yeah, great album. Gotta love the bacon, haven't you?
It's wonderful. Yes, wonderful album. I love it too.
Nice.
Yes, Lionel Richie, Running with the Night. He had quite a few wonderful songs in the 80s, but this one was great. And I love the theatrics that he put to use in the music video as well. But, you know, Running with the Night isn't one of those songs that you're like, okay, stop everything. This is my favorite song ever, right? But it is one that, you know, once you've heard it, you will never forget it. We've got Say, where it's a collaborative effort with Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney. The video was so cute. I loved it. With LaToya Jackson is in it, and she's playing the girl of interest. And they're I don't know, I just really enjoyed the combination of these two together, kind of doing their thing. And I believe Paul McCartney was doing a lot of collabs at about this time in his career. So this was one that I really treasured. I loved it. Oh gosh.
Oh my
That's
God.
so odd. Take a look at me now.
This song would be in my top 10 for all the wrong reasons.
Oh boy.
And well, I mean, this is the song that broke 1 million hearts. I can absolutely guarantee you in the 80s there would have been thousands of guys who would have had this on an audio compilation, and when they've broken up, you know, when you break up with people, you, for whatever reason, you listen to a lot of sad songs.
Yes.
This is one of the most heartbreaking, like visceral,
Oh yeah,
really powerful emotionally, you know. The lyrics are so powerful. Take a look at me now. You know,
yeah.
No empty space. It's just like, and it's so relatable. If you've suffered from a broken heart,
Absolutely.
or you know, you've gone through some sort of breakup, every line of this speaks to you like Phil Collins is talking about you personally.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, it's
wonderful. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a really powerful song. I mean, there are some soundtracks and music of this era that the films make they make the songs even better for whatever reason. But
yes,
but this song stands all on its own, and I remember that I dated somebody later in life who was a massive fan of Phil Collins.
Mhm.
And so I ended up having a whole Phil Collins cassette tape. And
Holy moly.
then we broke up, and then this song like forever became associated with them, along with another Phil Collins one, "Find a Way to My Heart," which I used to sing at the top of my lungs when I was riding on my bike with my Walkman on, which
Oh,
people
wow.
must have found very amusing. You know, you think you're singing in tune, but you're probably cycling past people going kind of thing.
It's
You know,
true. It's true.
yeah, you sound good in the shower, but you know, that's a confined recording space. Yeah, well, definitely one of the most. I mean, this is one of the most powerful songs of the decade, without a
Oh,
doubt.
yeah.
Of
I
the
mean,
decade.
just the writing, just the words, and the way it's
Yeah.
sung. The way it's sung is also so passionate and so with so much feeling. And Phil Collins just has that ability to do that. You hear him sing, and you're like, oh, okay, just regular guy singing a song, but then he just has a way of really hitting to the heart of it, and you see exactly how skilled he is as a singer. It's wonderful. This is one of my favorite. I think I'll hear it about once a week.
Well, it was on one of my compilations, but it's one of those songs that, like, sometimes if you're feeling down, you know, you don't want to listen to it because it will make you feel worse. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so on the nose. You know, how can I just let you walk away? Just let
Oh,
you leave
yeah.
without a trace. That's what happens when a relationship ends. You have to let a person walk away, or sometimes you don't have a choice, and then just let you leave without a trace. Ultimately, they're gone. It's like a
Yeah.
bereavement. This song is really about a bereavement.
Oh,
It's
yes.
really what it's
Grief. Yeah, grief, everything. You
yeah.
can associate it for, people who've passed on. It's really,
I mean, that line, "I wish I could just make you turn around and see me cry." Oh,
yes.
man.
Yeah, that's the one.
No,
That's the part where you start belting,
so much I
Everybody's
need
like,
to
"What?"
say to you for
And
many
hopefully
reasons.
and then
Yeah.
hopefully other people will join in. They're like, "Oh, yeah, me too."
I've sung it at karaoke. I've proper belted this at
Oh,
karaoke.
that's cool. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one for karaoke. Yeah, I love this song. Phil Collins knocking it out of the ballpark with this one. And it's not the only one that he's knocked it out of the ballpark. And Stevie Wonder, I just called to say I love you. It's one of the corniest songs.
Yeah.
But it's still good. It's still good.
I didn't like it at the time, but I like it now.
Yeah.
And I think this was also on the soundtrack of the movie The Woman in Red as well, which came out the
Oh,
same
yeah.
year.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those songs where when you hear it, you immediately like go into singing along with it because it does have that let's all get together and say I just called to say I love you. And yeah, it is a little sappy, but I did love singing along to this song very much. And haven't we all heard this at least once at a wedding or two?
A couple of times.
And then we have "Let's Go Crazy" is one of my favorites, from that whole entire album was just incredible from Prince, from the movie, and, "Let's Go Crazy" is one of the more fun ones, more upbeat ones,
This was
that
the
was
only song from Prince that I
Mhm.
ever liked.
Oh, really?
And yeah, this is the track that played on the trailer.
Oh, yeah, it
Is that
was,
one?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was.
and it played on the trailer for Purple Rain, the movie. By the way, I've never seen that film.
Oh, okay.
I've seen bits of it, but at the time it just sort of it was a bit on the nose. You know,
Okay.
look at me, I'm Prince, I'm very cool. I was a bit like, I'm not buying into this, man. You just don't look like a cool dude. Don't look like a cool
Oh,
dude to me.
he was cool. He was cool to me. He was,
Oh
I mean,
yeah, no, I know.
I think the thing about Prince, especially in this era and time, was how fresh and different he looked. Like there's actually like 70s version Prince, which is a little bit more with an afro, and he looks completely different. But this era of Prince was sort of taking a style and creating something fresh. A lot of people hooked on to the style, and also but the music was pretty good. The music was very catchy and pop, and I absolutely love this. I love this one. This wasn't some more fun of the songs. Now Rockwell, somebody's watching me with Michael Jackson doing the backtrack vocals for this song, which is actually kind of cool because I think when it first came out, a lot of people thought, "Oh, this must be Michael Jackson singing," but it was actually just the backtrack of Michael Jackson singing in the background vocals. I believe that this guy Rock.
I always thought this was a Michael Jackson track. Actually, now I'm listening to it.
Yes, a lot of people did back then, and it was a lot of fun. The music video was a lot of fun. It was a great time, and also, I believe that Rockwell is the son of Quincy Jones, if I'm not mistaken.
I cannot confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Michael Jackson denied his involvement in this song for years since he was at the peak of his career and didn't want to hog all the limelight from Rockwell. That's why he doesn't appear in the music video or have his name mentioned on any of the song titles or the credits. He wanted to keep it secret so Rockwell's career could take off.
Yes.
So he did the backing track, didn't he?
Yeah. And he I don't think it quite worked. I mean, we all knew that he was involved as soon as we heard his iconic voice in the background. But Rockwell only had this song as I believe that actually went to, became a hit, and we kind of haven't heard from him since. But it is one of those music videos that's a lot of fun. You want to play it around Halloween. It's really cute and plays into a lot of the thriller tropes that Michael Jackson was playing around with as well. So that was really cool. Holding Out for a Hero, great song, and these incredible vocals by the legendary Bonnie Tyler. She's just incredible. So, what were your thoughts about this song when you heard it, or your experiences with it?
I think it should have a remix called "Holding Out for the Retro." But yeah, no, good. So, I mean, I first heard it on the Footloose album. Like I said, it didn't make the charts until I think '85 in the UK, or certainly it was a long time after the album came out, because I remember that I'd heard the song before everybody else. Yeah, good song. Just I mean, it's been used, oh God, all kinds of places, like sports events and that kind of stuff. It's always getting played in those kind of places. So
yes,
but
it has become an anthem for the athletic community. Also, like when you think of heroes, I've seen it or I've heard of it being used on many shows to kind of like show us the hero. Literally, they took the song literally, but it's so good. The way she sings it with so much energy, it's just incredible. And in the context of how it's used in Footloose is also very well too.
Yeah.
I was also gonna say the way Phil Collins' song Against All Odds, the way it was used in that film was actually pretty good too, because it was at the end of the movie which ends on a very somber note. So very nice use of movie soundtracks. I always love that. Then there's Dancing in the Sheets, which is also another song from the same soundtrack, and it is
Yeah.
by Shalimar, written by Dean Pitchford, who also wrote the screenplay, I believe, for Footloose. Very, very much a fun song. And Shalimar, I believe at that time, had Jodie Watley attached to it as well. I love
This
that.
song didn't, I don't think this song did anything in the charts in the UK.
No, it didn't. Oh, okay.
No, and it was the main reason I remember it is because, and I know exactly where it comes in the film.
I did enjoy this song, and I do enjoy the band Shalimar. They're a lot of fun. And oh, this one, I'm Free. Oh gosh, I love
Amazing song. Also on
this
Footloose.
song. Yes, I love this song so much. The way it's used in Footloose is perfect. The music video for this particular song is quite intriguing. We have Virginia Madsen in this in the video, who I have a huge girl crush on, and she is absolutely gorgeous in it. It's sort of like a forbidden love video. Very interesting. If you ever get a chance to take a look at it, lots of fun.
I mean, I always remember the sequence from Footloose that it's used, and that it's when they're all sort of like getting ready to have the party.
Yes.
So, and it's one of the songs on the album that I really liked.
Oh, it's so good.
The image that always comes in my head when this song comes on is Sarah Jessica Parker on the back of a motorbike, you know, because she's on the back, she's in Footloose, and she's on the back of a motorbike riding to the warehouse, getting ready. But this was in the charts in the UK, and I remember the video because I've got it on now, where he's kind of doing old Jesus number, looking very Jesus-like, and that's a very Jesus-like poster right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Virginia Madsen, that's right. She's the girl in the photograph in the video, and you've got like the nerdy guy with the glasses, and there's a bit of oh my god, what's the movie? The one that Steven Spielberg just remade, the famous musical.
West Side Story.
There's a bit of West Side Story going on in the music video for this, you know, kind of guy on the wrong side of the tracks, two rival gangs.
Yes.
All of that stuff is it's all in there.
I thought it was so good. It's one I have on my playlist as sort of like some of my favorite songs to play every once in a while, and I get in the mood. Yes, and it's a great song. It's really wonderful. And the lyrics are actually great. And one of the parts of the lyrics is "Love is the only thing that keeps me here." I was like, "Oh snap!" It's really good. I just love when songs like this really have, like, you know, a few things, a few lyric pieces that really get to your heart, you know, and it says something a little bit deeper than just, you know, oh, let's go have some fun. It's like, yeah, and so yeah, that's one of the reasons why I really love this song. It's deeper than just a song in a movie. The lyrics actually have a stronger meaning that you could find something worthwhile out of. Now the next move. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say that the two sort of traits for me that will make a song stand out from this era is, one, that the lyrics themselves are meaningful and connect with you in some way, and then the second thing is that the song has emotional tissue that connects with you from moments in your life of that time. So you can immediately associate the song with a moment in your life when you were listening to it, or something that happened, or that made you want to put it on and listen to it. This is one of those songs. Footloose is one of those songs, you know. Those are the two things I think make a song really special.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's definitely
if we can just, you know, snap.
Yeah.
If we can't clap. Yeah, that's wonderful. My next one is Suddenly by Billy Ocean. What a nice little slow jam, which is sort of like, I am pretty certain that this was played at a lot of weddings. It's sort of discovering new love, or that someone that has been in front of you this whole time is really the one that you should be with. Really romantic and sweet. Have you heard of this song?
I'm listening to it right now.
Okay.
I do remember it, and yeah, I remember. I've just put the video, and I remember the video, which is like this couple meeting, and it's almost like they're a couple in church at one point. And yeah, I
The video isn't very outstanding, but
no, the video's like just very cheesy. It's like
yeah.
couple.
But
like
yeah, the
movie.
song is actually much better as far as
Yeah,
having.
I remember it.
We played this a lot at weddings.
Yeah.
Now we have Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh my God, that's another
Bonnie Tyler again. She's just making herself known in 1984 for sure. Wonderful song. What are your thoughts about this? This is an iconic song.
Well, it makes me think of once upon a time I used to go out on a Friday night. Now I'm in with retro on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, this song was this is another song that sort of connects to my first romance relationship because it was big at the time. It was on a Walkman compilation I had.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's just one of those big 80s kind of rock ballads, you know.
Yes.
And this is up there with the best of them. And it's Jim Steinman who produced the soundtrack album to Streets of Fire, which also came out this year, which also has one of the best and most underrated songs of the decade, let alone the year, which I'll bring up later when you say, Lance, have we missed anything? And there's two great songs on that album, actually 3 or 4, but one in particular is such a good song. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, great song.
Sorry about that.
So the next one, which is also another.
Next one, Flashdance. What a feeling!
Such a good song. Lyrics by Giorgio Moroder, who wrote my favorite song of the year. We'll come on to later. From the movie, sung by the late Irene Cara. I can't believe I'm saying late Irene Cara, man.
Yes. What a legend. Love her so much. There are actually moments when I'm like, I have to pinch myself, and I'm like, she's actually gone. So yeah, I love myself some Irene Cara. Lance has disappeared, so obviously he's gonna go find his Flashdance.
I'm still here. I'm just showing. I can't show that I'm tearing up.
Oh gosh, oh no, don't tear up. My friend, don't tear up. I'm actually tearing up as well. Yeah, Irene Cara was an incredible artist. Love almost like I can't think of anything that she did that I did not like. I remember her as far back as the movie Sparkle and the Flashdance, not Flashdance, but Fame. The movie Fame.
Yeah, Fame.
She's just one of those people who was a triple threat. And what somebody said that had interviewed her, I forgot exactly who said that, she, at the end of her life, really felt like she did everything that she wanted to do with her life. And so that's very rare to hear that a person has felt like they're completely fulfilled. So she felt like she did everything, and she really enjoyed her trip into fame, if you will. And this is one of those songs. It's incredible.
There's not enough years left in my life for me to ever fulfill all the things I want to do. So I mean, that to be able to say that, it is amazing. I always thought that her life had, I mean, I felt that it was imbued with a certain sadness. I mean, I married once to a stuntman, but they divorced in 91. Various rumors of other relationships, both with men and women. But she never settled down again after that. Never had any kids, and she was not a bad actress, actually. I thought she was quite
She was really
underrated,
good. Yeah.
because her singing superseded any other skill set she had. So she was always perceived predominantly as a singer.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I kind of, in some ways, wish she
But she had done more stuff.
I wish she'd been born a bit later. I wish she'd kind of come out in the 90s. Because I think it would be easier for her to. She would have been respected. It's easier for people to be singers and actors these days.
Yes.
You know, it's more readily accepted. Whereas before, it was the acting world was very hard on. You know, stay in your lane. There was a stay in your lane kind of.
She was also a great dancer as well.
She was, yeah.
Triple
I
threat.
just think she's great. It was interesting as well that she filed a lawsuit to get her royalties from the Flashdance soundtrack, which they never gave her, you know.
That's sad.
And I mean, you think about that. Yeah, she got £1.5 million from them. So I reckon a biopic about her would be really interesting if it dealt with, because I think it's quite there's something very tragic about her life, and the fact that she died at 63.
Yeah, it's very young.
That time, we lost so many of them now from that era. It's but she was great in the Fame movie as well.
Oh, she was fantastic. Yeah. And I remember when this song came out, Flashdance, it was just, well, Flashdance, the movie was just incredible, but this song, you could not go anywhere where they weren't playing this in the streets. Like, they don't do this anymore, but, you know, people used to play their music loud enough, I suppose, that you could hear it. So you'd be walking home from school and you'd hear somebody play a song from their radio. And this is one of those songs that would be playing. And, you know,
it was on all the time, man.
All the time. And it was really good because every time it came on, I was like, "What? Flashdance!" Not Fame, but Flashdance. And I was just like,
I danced to it not that long ago, actually, at the 80s club I go to. I was having a bit of a bop to it.
Yeah. Did you have anybody who pretended they were they were doing all the dance steps from the movie?
There were a couple of people that were doing that. What a thing like that, you know. There's a couple of people doing that.
Because after that movie, I could have sworn I was like a dancer. I was like, I had my leg warmers and my shoes that were all like almost ballet shoes, and I was always doing that that dance where that thing where you run in place. From like the Maniac song. That movie was just so influential, and this song was phenomenal. The rumor of what she said happened was that she was struggling to get the lyrics together, and she was in a car and she was in traffic, and she came up with the lyrics for this. So that is how she's like so genius. You're in traffic and then you just come up with the lyrics for a song. Incredible stuff. Now the next one, I absolutely love this lady, Laura Branigan. Sadly she passed way too young, but the song Gloria, which was also in the Flashdance movie, is another favorite. How about you?
Yeah, I remember this song, remember it well. I mean, it wasn't a song I bought or personally played at home. Yeah, good song, but you know,
And it's really interesting because it's almost like if you look at the lyrics, it almost sounds like Gloria is a private eye, or she is a she's a spy or something. It's really great. I love that the way she sings the song is very gutsy and full of energy. And even in this particular video, she's actually dancing and stuff like that. She's very beautiful, beautiful woman. Laura Branigan was.
Her death completely got by me. I had no idea she died until now.
Yeah, unfortunately,
yeah, I just
too young.
read she had died of the same thing that killed my friend Angela that my movie The Journey's about. She had that, headaches, and then boom, next thing you know, she's got a cerebral aneurysm,
Oh, so sad.
So yeah, man, it's
yeah, but I mean, like when you look at the video for this and a couple other songs that she did at the, during her heyday, she is so vibrant, so beautiful, and she has such a powerful voice. Could do a lot of different, like a large range of vocal ranges. So she was truly talented, the Laura Branigan.
Yeah.
All right. Now, have you heard this one, "Break My Stride"?
Name rings a bell. But I'm gonna have to play it.
Yes, you're gonna love this one.
Okay. Well, obviously you'll see me dancing if that's the case. I think that's the main reason Retro got me here, is to do my silly dance. Let me see. Very Axel Faltermeyer.
We're hoping that you were gonna do a dance.
Well, I'm waiting for the song to start. It's got a very long intro.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
Yeah. I was dancing to this the other week.
See, yeah. I knew you would love it. I knew you'd love it.
Yeah. I just, there are some songs that you go, you're in a club and you go, oh yeah, it's this one, but you don't know who it is, what album it's from. It's just one of them. You never personally bought it, but it's like you're on the dance floor, you just dance to one of your favorites. You're going, oh, shall I go off, get another drink? Then this comes on, you go, oh yeah, no, I know this one. So you carry on sort of bopping away. It's one of those for me. It's like a filler song.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really great. I love it. Then 99 Left Balloons. You remember this one?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, this was one of those songs that was sort of like an earworm. Like once you hear it, and like you just was mesmerized to hear the rest. Very nice by the band.
Came out in 83 in the UK.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and this is another one I was dancing to.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because you got that when you get into the chorus, it's that
yes,
and everyone starts dancing around like mad people. And there's a German and an English version of it. But this is 83 for the UK, so I'm technically excluded from this one.
Yes, and so but it did, it did show up in 1984 for us. And so yeah, it's definitely one that you just can't it just puts a smile on your face when you start hearing it. Dancing in the Dark, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Well, good song. Yeah, it's a good song.
Solid as a rock. Okay, it's really good. And at the end of the music video, we see a cameo by
that person from that thing.
Very young actress.
Okay, Bruce Springsteen song, music video. Oh my God! Do you know who directed the video?
Who directed it?
Brian De Palma.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. And the young woman is Courtney Cox. That's right. I do remember that.
Yes. Boy, was she so adorable. And he just scoops her up on stage, and she's like, it's the best. I think I was listening to the song. I watched the video just for that moment because it just seemed like such a good, fun time to.
Yeah.
But Bruce Springsteen really had something magical. Great voice, very rough, kind of edgy voice, but also it was just a solid singer. His music was really relatable. Relatable, I think, is the word I would use. The next one is Sheila E., which is I absolutely love her.
I had a crush on her. She was like one of my first black girl crushes.
Oh, really? Wow, wow. And I'm not sure if she's black or not, but
She ex-girlfriend of
close.
Prince.
Close.
She was well. Hey, listen, it was the 80s. I was white, and she looked ethnic to me. So
she
looked foreign and exotic, and it was all happening.
Yeah, she was very exotic. So I love this song in particular, and I love the fact that she was the drummer girl, basically, and she just somehow made herself a front and center, which is typically not what you would think of for a drummer. And she exuded such energy. And
you able to show this picture, or will that mess everything up?
I'm not sure if it will. Let's see.
There you go. There she
Okay,
is.
that's
Playing
working.
the drums. That's in 2014. She still looks good. So
she still looks great, and she just has an incredible talent for drums, and definitely a standout as far as female performers or performers in general either. And the Glamorous Life video was really wild because you felt that Prince influence, but also it was kind of crazy and kind of hectic with the saxophone playing in the background. It was really sexy. It had that very sexy look to it. And I was a big fan of that song in particular.
Sheila, if you're watching, I'm single and available for dinner dates.
Nice. And we got I guess that's why they call it the blues, baby.
The blues. Now and then talk about, it's nothing to do with 84, but oh God, I hate this song because we had
you hate this
Elton
song?
John. Well, let me tell you, look, so if you get stuck in a lift for 20 hours and a song is playing continually in that lift, when you get out of that lift, you're gonna hate that song, right?
Okay, got it.
I used to work in a shop, and there was one of the guys there was a big fan of Elton John. He had an Elton John compilation tape.
Oh boy.
This was one of the songs on it. And like, you know, every day when I came into work, I knew I was going to hear this song 4 times. And I guess that's call it the blues. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, I am feeling quite blues, mainly because I have to listen to this. So emotional relationship and memory with that song is not a good one. Doesn't mean it's not a good song. That's a good example of what a song can mean to you for whatever reason.
Anyway, I guess that's why they call it the blues is one of my favorites, and I'll tell you why.
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you why.
It's a sad story.
It is very sad.
Oh.
And it feels like the opposite song of These Are My Favorite Things, right? You know, these are a few of my favorite things, and then you go down the list of all your favorite things. Well, this one is going down all of the terrible things.
Right. Okay.
So it's like the opposite. It's like it's a downer, but
I feel like you associate it with a negative memory as well. Then
no, actually, I don't have a negative memory associated with this
not
at all.
connected to like a breakup or that kind of.
Not
I thought that's where you
really.
were going.
No. That's why I like it. Is I don't have anything connecting it to
I'm talking about the literal meaning of the lyrics of the song.
yeah, the lyrics of the song. It's the
Yeah,
opposite
got
of my favorite things, and I think it's clever, and I always liked it. Also, there's something very bluesy about it.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
way
very.
the way Elton John is singing the song too. There's another sad song he does. He does sad songs very, very well. Um, and yeah, he has a way of conveying sad songs in a way that is actually not bad to me. I don't feel too bad about them. There's yeah, I liked it. And Borderline, of course, it was Madonna's first hit, and it was like really one of those songs that it was an earworm. You're like, Borderline, ooh. It's like, oh gosh, where is it? What? But also, she was so cute, and she just had this incredible energy about her. You could not help but watch her stuff. Like as soon as she came on the scene, I was glued to whatever she was doing. I was watching everything. She had a really cool style, and that was also part of the mystique of Madonna was all the style involved in her look at the time as well. So Borderline was sort of like a cool song that came out at the right time and hit the right notes. It was a breakup song, really, or about a couple about to break up. Borderline, I'm about to lose my mind. You keep pushing my love over the borderline. So, yes, very much not a pro relationship song, but it was definitely, I think, one of those songs that, it just goes down in history for one of the greatest Madonna songs of all time. What do you think?
Well, when Madonna first exploded, she very much kind of wasn't for guys in back in the day.
Ooh.
Oh, just 80s,
I didn't think about that, but you're right. It was very
yeah. I
girly.
mean, but for not I'm not excluding her gay fan base here, of course, which was huge. But when she was first released, it was very much she was a female artist that was very much targeted at girls and girl empowerment and all the rest of it. So when she first came out, I was sort of like, yeah, okay, Madonna, cool, but not for me because her music's not for me.
Yeah.
Until she did that amazing song "Live to Tell," which is on the film Range, which is an amazing film. I just did a stream about that movie. That song was and still is her best song in my opinion.
I think my mom likes that song too.
Very, very powerful song.
I think that's my mom's favorite song from her too.
And that was, I think that was the turning point of her music becoming much more mature and much more thoughtful, because that's around the same time as Like a Prayer, which might have been 87. And then, but this is pre Desperately Seeking Susan, so it's much more sort of about the fashion and all of that stuff. I think the message of the song is neither here nor there at that stage.
It was pure pop, bubblegum pop, perfect for 1984. And young girls, once young girls get a hold of an artist that they admire, it is, just move out the way. And yes, it was really cool. Now, this one, I Want a New Drug by Huey Lewis and the News. I love this band so much. They just had so many incredible songs. And yeah, this was, they were the cool guys on the block.
I'm just going to play this one because I'm not sure if I remember it. I'm sure I will. It's quite funny how the opening shot of the music video is Huey Lewis in his shorts. Yeah, I don't remember this song at all. This is normally I'll be looking at it and going, oh yeah, I think this song might have briefly been in Ghostbusters or
No, it's the one that they did have a lawsuit against with Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it's got a connection to Ghostbusters somehow.
Yes.
That I remember.
Yeah, because the filmmakers wanted Huey Lewis in the News to do a song for them, and they refused. And so I don't know what they did exactly to break down this song, but somehow there are a few bars in Ghostbusters that is just like this song, and so they got a lot of money from that. they were paid.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Got Back to the Future, so it all worked out.
Oh yeah, yeah, and
I've got nothing to add. I don't think this is the first time I've ever listened to it. So.
Oh wow, this was definitely in my collection.
Not a big hit in the UK.
Yeah. Okay. Why did Jensen die? Sunglasses at Night. Corey Hart. Do you remember this one?
No, I do not. Me also.
What?
What? Oh yeah, I know this song. Can you hear that?
No.
Okay, good. That's so weird that you could hear
something's going on. This song was on every time I turned on MTV. They were playing this song like night and day. It was so crazy.
It's a good video. I remember this video with the kind of like the weird looking policeman.
Oh, it was so good and stylish. It was very stylish.
Whatever happened to this guy, Corey Hart? Whatever happened to him?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna look it up.
Sure. But this song was just on all the time, and it was really a lot of fun. And just to look at the music video was definitely a joy for me as a kid. And every time it turned on, I was there, and had to sing along to the song.
He's still going. He was briefly considered for the role of Marty McFly in Back to the Future. You can kind of see why from the picture, can't you? You can see that. Yeah. He was sent a copy of the script and an invitation for the screen test, but a flattered Hart declined, preferring to focus on music instead of acting. I mean, you can see he's got acting chops. You can see in the music video he's got acting chops for sure.
Yes.
That's in. I mean, man, that would have been a turn for the books.
Yeah.
And the song "Hold On" for Beverly Hills Cop 2. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to move on. My heart throb right here. Billy Idol. Eyes Without a Face. Definitely one of my favorite songs from him. That I did love a lot of the songs from this album. And he just has such a striking visual look. And then his voice has like this baritone kind of flavor to it. And just great. The music video for Eyes Without a Face is very, very weird, I would say.
Yeah, he's kind of, he's sort of like, it's all staring straight into the camera, and half the time he's looking like he's desperately needs the toilet, But it is quite very, very David Bowie. I mean, he's heavily influenced by Bowie. You can see it, and his voice has got a bit of a Bowie thing going
Yeah,
on.
I never even thought about it. Yeah, they do have some similarities. But he's definitely I just love the, his edge that he had for a little while. And speaking of which, I do believe that he did date Vanity at some point. They're
Did
all-
Vanity at some point?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I love this one. It's one of the weirder songs. It's not like my favorite, but it is really a lot of fun. And here comes the rain again. Eurythmics.
Oh, that's a good song.
Isn't it great? Every time it comes
Yeah.
on, even people, like, I play at work and everybody starts dancing along to it, or singing along to it. And it's a slower one, but it's definitely one that it just has a great tune to a great melody going on.
This song is very it's very filmic. It's very it's like there's a big story behind it. And the video is like that. It's all these very evocative images of shipwrecks and the Irish coast and all of that stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah,
she used to
great
live
video.
up the road from me.
Say that once again.
She used to live just up the road from me. There's a big house in Hampstead, and everybody used to say that's Annie Lennox's son. I don't.
Cool.
It's not anymore. It was for sale some time ago, but yeah. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, good song. Yeah, what a video as well. Great video.
Oh, it's a great video with Christy Brinkley playing his girlfriend, who ended up being his wife later on. This is actually one of those songs that it has that nostalgic feel to it, right? It feels like something from the 50s, perhaps, and that doo-wop sound.
We got this song in 83 in the UK, just to let you know.
Sure. It made the charts in 84. That's why I have it on here. It is definitely one of those doo-woppy songs that it feels like a doo-wop song, but it is very modern.
Yeah, whenever it comes on, you can see everybody already reaching for their lungs, going whoa.
Yes, and it also is very bouncy.
Yes. It's very bouncy.
Yes, it's very bouncy and also puts you in a really good mood almost immediately. So I think, yeah, it's got a really great aura around it, if you will. And Night Ranger, Sister Christian. Wow.
It's the one that was in is this the song that was in
Are you thinking The Lost Boys? No, different one.
No, not The Lost Boys, but because this one of the Sister Christian Tawny Kitten was in one of their videos, wasn't she?
She was in Whitesnake's video from what I remember.
I know, yeah, you might be right. Because I just want to see which song this is, but they're really good though.
Oh, they're ridiculously good. I love almost everything from them. This was the one that was this is a huge ballad. It is like very overdone, overproduced. It's like, and it's wonderful. It really was like, just when you think that the song is about to end, it just ramps up again for like another couple of verses, and you're like, yes!
No, this is the song from Boogie Nights. When they go to the guy's house and he goes, wait, I love this bit, and it's like, and it's then
yes, yeah. They did have this song in they did have this song in Boogie Nights, and Boogie Nights. It is one of the greatest ballads of its time. Really incredible. This band is so underrated. It's not even funny.
Somebody put under the official music video of this song on YouTube, and this is so true. worst part about having lived through the 1980s is how much you miss it now. I'd like to start over in 1979, knowing everything I know now. God, yeah, wouldn't I?
Oh gosh, man, yeah.
The music video to Sister Christian is so good.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
As well, because it's got this really it's got this like cool story with the girl, you know, the blonde girl. That's the girl I got mixed up with Tawny Kitten from the White Snake video. And I don't know who that is, but yeah, I miss these kind of songs actually, these big operatic ballad. And this is a bit like a Queen song. Do you know what I mean? They kind of broke the rules a bit. Legends.
And I just like I said, I think that they're so underrated, and this is not even their best one in my eyes, but this is so good. And just like it's a power ballad for sure, with all of the amps all the way up to like 11. Oh man, great. I love these guys. And then we have Drive from the Cars, which is like what would you say? Have you seen this one? Are you familiar with this one?
Yeah. Well, they played at Live Aid.
Okay.
This is a very they played this at the club, the 80s club, but they always play this quite early because it's not really a song you can dance to. It's quite sort of you know, it's sort of like a halfway between a love ballad and quite emotional, quite sort of an emotive. So it's quite hard to describe it, really. The music video for it is quite weird. You've got these. On the one hand, it's quite standard. There's a girl on a bed twirling her hair and stuff like that. And then you cut to these other weird shots of what looks like a coffee bar, and somebody goes sliding past like they're a robot. And then when she sits up in her bed, there's these weird people that are almost like mannequins all around her, one of which has got a weird mask on. So quite a lot going on in the video.
Yeah. I think the thing about it that's probably the most, it's very it's like soft, but also I think the thing about it was that Rick Ocasek's wife is in the video, who was at the time a very popular model, Paulina.
Right.
And so that's
Paulina. Right. Okay.
Yeah. And so that was such a big deal at the time that everybody was making such a big deal about. But I did love this song for the way it's so gentle.
Yeah. It's a track that people would listen to on the way home from somewhere.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, and would you consider this like a breakup song or like sort of an argument, a couple like argument kind of song? It's like
yeah, no, it is a breakup song for sure. I mean, it can mean lots of things. It's not quite the kick to the ghoulies that the Phil Collins Against All Odds is. Just that's a song rips into your body, takes your heart out, doesn't take any prisoners. This one's a bit subtler. This one's a bit more like a slow snake coiling around your body and strangling the love from you.
Oh my goodness! What a description!
For all you kids watching, just give up on love now. I'm kidding. But yeah, you could, if you just took the backing track of this, right, and changed the lyrics, it could be a very uplifting song.
Yes. Yes.
That's not the case with Against All Odds,
Yeah, you're so right, because the musical aspect, the melodies that are being played are actually quite beautiful in this song. Very, definitely showcasing the hack out of their talent, you know. But it's you were like hoping, hey, why didn't you guys write like a wedding song and not one that was sort of a sad song? But it is super, it is really good. And I like the video because it just shows, it's really feels like a person who is having a nervous breakdown a little bit. So it was kind of, I thought it was really cool. The next one is yes, owner of a lonely heart. Very another sad song, but it has it.
By the way, on the Cars video, that video for that song was directed by actor Timothy Hutton. That I did not know.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah, he directed that video. So he would have been
Cool.
quite young back then. He would have probably been in his 30s. He would have just done, or just about to do, the Turk 182 movie, which is a film I really love that most people haven't seen.
Yeah, including me.
Ah, retro. Add it to the list.
I will.
Along with Oliver, the musical, which Retro hasn't seen. Can you believe Retro? Someone called Retro Nerd Girl has not seen Oliver the musical.
I know. I'm gonna catch up to you eventually. And so yeah, owner of a lonely heart. The video wasn't really a whole lot to, you know, going on in it. It was you know, pretty standard for a video during this time, but I thought that the song was just incredible. The vocals on it is just so sick. What were your thoughts on owner of a lonely heart?
This song really reminded me of the Police, the band, the Police.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the video is
similar voices too. Yeah, I didn't really think about that.
Yeah, the video's kind of funny as well, because if you watch it, it's like got that big pause in it, and there's all these shots of 80s London looking very drab, and the South Bank looking very drab, because that's what it was like back then.
Okay.
And yeah, but it's yeah, I mean, it's very of its time.
Yeah.
Still gets played now and then. The video for it's really interesting. It's got these really weird transitions.
Okay.
Funny enough, there's a snake coiled around somebody in a shower at one point. Part of it's in black and white. Part of it is a bit like the film Brazil. You know, there's it's almost like we're in communist Russia at one point. It's really strange. It's a strange video. It ends up with a guy jumping off a building. Oh God! I'll tell you what, as well. You're not going to believe this. My friend Danny Webb's the main actor in the video. I've just realised.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's been interviewed on my channel. I never knew he did this. That's great. Hang on, I'm going to pause it so you can see it's him. This is one of the main actors from Alien 3. Damn, this is crazy. I never knew he was in this video. I never would have known that was him until I just saw it just now. That is a young Danny Webb, 2000% for sure, in the video.
Oh, cool.
Who would play Morse in Alien 3. There's an interview with him on my channel. Really good friend of mine, and I've had the pleasure of directing him a couple of times as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, damn, man. Didn't know that he's in that. I'm gonna have to send him a message.
Cool, awesome. Wow, that is really cool. See, I love, this is why I like talking to you. You always like have something exciting and fun going on, and you like see somebody or something you remember. The next one is, hello, is it me you're looking for? From Lionel Richie, where he plays a teacher who has a student who is blind. I don't know how well that
This video is possibly one of the most inappropriate videos
On, like,
ever made.
so many levels, but the song was awesome. Yeah, it was amazing.
I mean, it's yeah. I haven't got any comment about the video.
Oh my goodness.
Song's good.
Yeah, isn't it good? It's a
Yeah.
wonderful song, very very sweet song.
Yeah, it got played to death.
Oh yeah.
In the UK. I mean, it you know, like constantly. But I wasn't really a Lionel Richie fan in '84. I can appreciate the song a lot more now.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved his stuff. And this one was kind of a weird one for me because I was like, they would play it all the time. And I just didn't. I thought it was cute. And I was like, oh, hello. Hello. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, the next one is Oh Sherry by Steve Perry.
I'm not sure if I'm
You've
familiar.
gotta play this one if you're not sure about this
I'm
one.
sure I'm gonna go. Oh yeah, it's that one. Oh,
Yes, you gotta hear it. It's one of those songs that when you start hearing it, you might want to start singing along to it.
All right. Well, you'll scream at me if I do.
Yes, I
Okay.
will.
Oh, I think I know it. From the beginning.
And the music video is actually kind of cute. It's tells a story about a guy who likes a girl named Sherry, and she's
It'd be funny if Danny Webb's in this video as well, wouldn't it?
It is one of those videos where they did go all out for the video. They tried to make it like a mini movie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're gonna be surprised.
What?
I've never heard this before, ever. Not by me. I'm quite keen to see where it was in the charts. But yeah.
It reminds me of that little thing that's
Yeah.
actually reminds me of like R2D2. He's like when he gets hit by a laser and he's like,
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I've still got it on in the background, and it still hasn't hit a bit where I've gone, oh yeah, it's that.
Wow.
No, so this one got by me completely.
Oh
Not seen the video
wow.
before either. Yeah. I liked my music, but remember, stuff that was big in America wasn't always big in the UK. So
Okay.
I'm just curious to see.
Because the world. I mean, I got this from Billboard World charts.
Well, funnily enough,
1984.
on the chart history, yeah, it was number one in the US Billboard. In the chart history, it's not even listed as being released in the UK.
How interesting! Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It lists chart positions for Australia, Canada, Germany, South Africa, New Zealand.
Makes no sense why.
US, nothing for the UK. So I'm guessing it probably wasn't released, or if it was released, it didn't chart.
Okay. Okay. Now this is Cyndi Lauper's, not one of her most famous ones, but it did top the charts, and I love this song so much. I would play it over and over and over again until
I remember the video.
found out. Yes, me too. It was like a cartoon extravaganza, like of all these crazy weird things happening. So of course my little 14-year-old brain was like, oh, this is so cool. But then later on, we found out what this was all about, and it was like, oh, you can't. It's like,
what is it all about?
I will let you do the research and find out.
Okay.
All right. I can see quite a
And
lot of symbolism in the. There's quite a lot of symbolism
yes,
in the
lots of
video.
symbolism, and it stands for something. But I did love this song. I still do love the song.
Okay.
Yes, and so this one, I'm going to have this be the last one. This is one we've talked about already. Ray Parker Jr., Ghostbusters.
And something good.
Wait, let me send to you.
Ghostbusters. The first time I've ever heard an audience call out a song in the cinema was to this song.
Oh, wow, yeah.
The song. Yeah, my dad was kind of amused by that when I took him the second day. And this album got played to death, man. There's a couple of other good tracks on this album, actually. I liked Saving the Day. That was a good track. In the Name of Love by the Thompson Twins was good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Magic was a good track. That's that track. It's kind of weird song, but it's the track that plays in the movie when all the ghosts are breaking out and they're going through the sky and stuff. You still that.
Oh, yes, that's a very good song. Yes.
Magic, man. It's really it works really well. But that album is not a brilliant album. It's quite a wish-washy album, but yeah, but this song was fab, man. Yeah, I don't think it was released as a separate single, but it's just on the album. I mean, there's one song on the album, I Can Wait Forever or something it's called, and it's like playing on the radio in the background of one scene for about 10 seconds in Ghostbusters, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's good enough. Stick it on the album. And I was like, come on, man. You know, who you kind of, but yeah.
I think, well, mostly, people get the soundtrack for the Ray Parker Jr. song, mainly. For some reason, that song, even though it's sort of like promoting Ghostbusters, it still like feels like you're part of something big, right? The Ghostbusters meant something back then.
Yeah.
Did you feel that way too when it first came out? Like it was sort of weird. Like, here's a song just about Ghostbusters, which is the name of the company or the group of these guys, but it
was, it was an incredibly good piece of marketing. It was a really fun song. Who are you going to call? It sets it up for you to shout it out. Ghostbusters. I mean, it was a no-brainer. It was like, and it's one of those things where, like, oh, if a friend tells you to jump off a cliff, you're going to do it. Well, I remember and I was there on the opening night, Friday night, Ghostbusters, and the song, the movie starts, and the song comes on after the librarian scared the crap out of everybody.
Yes.
And the first who you're going to call, and it was like maybe 20 people in a cinema with 400 people shouted out Ghostbusters. And then and then it goes on to the next one, and then who are you going to call? And then the whole cinema. That was it. Everyone was in. Just 20 people did it. So the next time 400 people did it, and I mean, that's genius. It's you got to give it a lot of credit. So
that was smart, and they call, and I call it too, a lightning in a bottle. It's just one of those movies that couldn't have worked any other way, and just even the song, everything just totally together feels like this big movement, that happened in 1984. And you had to be there, you had to be there. And we keep trying to relive this moment. And maybe we'll, I don't know, maybe the next movie will give us that great feeling again. Who knows? But yes, this is going to be it. This is part 1. Part 2 will be coming up
All right, guys. I am here with Lance from the Outcast Creative, and he is a writer, director, producer, acting coach, and YouTube content creator. He's also the founder of the co-founder of the Outcast Creative, and he's been here so many times. How are you doing, Lance?
I'm good. I'm glad that my ban is been lifted and I'm allowed to return.
He's also known around these parts as the retro nerd guy.
I am. I was thinking about starting a second channel called that.
Oh man.
The retro nerd guy.
And just so everyone knows that Lance has a book that he has written called 1988, and it really documents a year in which Lance watched hundreds of movies, and probably every movie that came out that year.
Yeah,
And
I saw all the main films that came out that year.
yes, and it's a sizable book there. And yes, thank you, Lance, for showing us your book. We're gonna leave a link for it in the chat for everybody to see. But today we are definitely going to be talking about 1984. It has been 40 years. We've been celebrating the year all through this year, and we have already done a part 1 to the music that really was the music of our generation in 1984.
The songs of 84.
Yes, the songs of 1984. Well, we ended with this one.
Oh.
Yeah, we ended with this one. So this one is next. Culture Club did a lot of songs that were on the soundtrack to Electric Dreams, but this was the one that really blew up. It's Karma Chameleon.
This definitely was number 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. For sure. I remember that being number 1. This was the number 10 in the Billboard of the 100 songs of 1984. So this was number 10.
Mm-hmm. When Culture Club came on the scene, it was sort of shocking to everybody to see Boy George, which was, today it's not really so much, but back then it was like, wow, he's really an interesting looking character. We did not know what to think of Boy George, but it wasn't definitely the first time we saw an androgynous type character. But one of the things that was really the most striking was his wonderful voice. It's such a unique, wonderful voice, and the songs were always really like romantic, and there seemed to always have like a longing in them. So, any thoughts on Culture Club in general in 1984?
This was one of those songs and one of those bands that, like, in our school, it really divided people.
Really?
It was a bit like Marmite. You either thought it was cool and it was great, or you were like, what is this? And I mean, I really appreciate it now, but I mean, I was even dancing to it in my 80s club a few weeks ago, but
cool.
I wasn't a fan of it then. I kind of sort of just found the song a bit repetitive,
The song, it does the words are really go on like, but I also thought the sound of it, the rhythm of it was very interesting as well. It kind of and sort of stuck with you after a while. You're like, all of a sudden you're singing it.
I mean, it was cool that him and his band, they very much kind of leaned into changing the norms of what was expected. It was kind of one foot in glam rock. I mean, these days, obviously, this would have just been somebody who immediately classed as someone embracing sort of a transgender identity.
Yeah.
I think back then he specifically didn't want a label. He was trying to be unique, and he was at that time.
Yes.
It wasn't a guy putting on a dress. It was a guy sort of being quite expressive with flamboyant clothes, makeup. Yeah, as you say, being androgynous, being sort of making his own label. And looking back now, especially at the time that he did it, which that's a risky time to go that route. Because the glam rock 70s era, where that was embraced, makeup and big costumes, big shoulder pads and
which I love,
sparkly outfits, that was kind of that was very out of date then. That was not considered vogue, but he did something new with it, so good on him.
And it wasn't, I wouldn't call it at all like glam rock, because that was also like, or even glam heavy metal, hair banger, where the guys were in full makeup and big hair. He just had his own style too. And so breaking down the doors for a lot of artists to kind of just be themselves on stage. So I think a lot of people today need to give him a lot of credit for being as bold, and they didn't make a big deal about it either. From my recollection, it was about the look was very interesting, and the music seemed to be the focus. They had great songs, and so that was the thing. That was the thing. And let's see. Let's go on to the next one. We've got "Missing You." Oh my goodness, by John Waite. Do you remember this one?
"Missing You" at all? It's that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is like one of those songs that you put on when you've had a breakup.
Yes.
Yeah, good song. Remember it well. I had a mixtape of kind of rock power ballads, and this was on it, and so was like Heart, how can you take it alone, or whatever, those songs were all kind of on the same tape. So
do you remember?
I'm not sure what I was thinking with that, but you put that on, you're going to be bit down for like 45 minutes if you're going through a breakup. It's not going to lift you up, is it? But that's what we did. You put sad songs on when you were.
Well, I mean, and do you, just thinking about the music video, I remember when this came out, it was like really talking about somebody who was, the breakup happened, but they weren't too bad because they weren't missing them. But it was more like, you can tell they were missing the person. It was just more like, I'm doing fine without you kind of thing, or maybe just coping, just trying to cope with the reality of not being with that person. And 14, I didn't know anything about love or anything in 1984, but it was sort of like a cool song. You're like, being romanticized of, of falling in love is also the romanticism of falling out of love as well. And this really played into it, and he was great. Do you remember the music video?
I've got it on right now.
You do? Oh gosh.
That's why I muted myself.
Yeah, and he's doing all those poses. He's like, doing like a sultry kind of pose while he's singing. It's really great.
He's in the bar next to the woman, and he's kind of going all of that going on.
Yeah.
There's a character actor who was in Working Girl, played one of the subsidiary middle managers of Trask, the boss that Melanie Griffiths ends up working for, who's the dead ringer of this singer. I'll try and get you his name actually. I like that film, Working Girl.
Oh yeah, Working Girl's great. My mom loves that movie too.
At the river run, Carly Simon, the big song that opens that. that film. I think that film came out in '88, so that's for another stream.
Well, that we'll have in 2028.
Oh, damn.
Right around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, it's already halfway through the year.
I know, right?
God, can you believe it? How fast is it going?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember this song. It was on a compilation. But I didn't see a lot of the videos to some of these songs until later, because MTV was
Oh.
only available on a certain channel at a certain time
Mhm.
in the UK, and I
Mhm.
think I was often out when that was when that was on. So some of these videos, I mean, I've seen the video before. But
Yes.
some of the videos you wouldn't have watched them until way later.
Yeah. Because they were, I would say this about MTV, they played a lot of music to fill time. And so
Yeah, oh
you would,
yeah.
so yeah, you would, it would be 1989 and they were still playing stuff from like the early 80s, and sometimes they were reaching into the 70s and 60s for stuff. So I adored, that's one of the reasons why I adored MTV. You got a chance to see a lot of stars and a lot of artists that you just didn't get a chance to see when they were popular, when they had #1 hits. Okay. All right, we got Like a Virgin, Madonna. Oh my goodness. This is the one that really set her off on
Yeah.
with the public. I mean, I know she had a song earlier, I believe. I'm not sure if Holiday came first, but this is the one that everybody was like, Madonna. It was that
I
song.
mean, it was also hugely controversial. It got banned in certain parts of America, and
Yeah.
certain like radio stations wouldn't play it because of the storyline. Effectively,
No.
in terms
And
of where this came in her running order,
I think Borderline came before this. It was Borderline, then Like a Virgin.
yeah, because she did a few things prior to '84.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Borderline. I think you're right. I think Borderline was before this.
Yeah,
Um,
Borderline was just like, it was a
like a
whole nother.
Virgin, like a Virgin was her second studio album.
Yeah.
Holiday was on the first album.
Yes.
So was Borderline. So was Lucky
Mhm.
Star.
Oh,
Uh,
Lucky Star, yeah.
yeah,
Those were all very cutesy, girly songs, and Like
yeah,
a Virgin was like really pushing the limits. Now your little teenager is starting to
mm,
grow up. Imagine my mom like listening to me sing Like a Virgin. Like what?
yeah. I know, right?
What is happening?
Um,
Poor moms back in the 1984 days. They were like freaking out because their little girls were singing
I
Like a Virgin.
I was not into Madonna at the time. It was very much a kind of, that's for girls.
Mhm. Yeah.
I can't think of any other guys in my class at school that were going on about how great Madonna was. I'm sure they'll say that now, but they'd be lying.
Yeah.
But the thing that changed it for me was two songs that were both connected with movies.
Mm.
One was Crazy for You.
Oh, Crazy for You, yes.
I'm crazy for you.
Even
So
my mom liked that song. Yeah, my mom really liked that song.
that was
For the movie Quest for
there was a movie called
Vision Quest.
Vision
Yeah.
Quest,
Yeah,
right,
Vision Quest.
with Matthew Modine, but the title of it was changed to Crazy for You in the UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the
The
song was,
movie?
yeah, the song was already on the
Oh,
soundtrack, and the title of Vision Quest hadn't really, the movie didn't do that well in the States, and part of
yeah.
the reason people said that was because of the title.
Mhm.
And I don't think that was the problem. I think that it was a film about high school wrestling, which is never going to be exciting
Yeah.
in any movie.
Yeah.
As the main kind of dramatic narrative, it's just not going to be exciting. But it was good. Matthew Modine did a great performance. But yeah, so that had a big push, and I rented it as soon as it came out. Thought the film was okay, but I just really liked the song. I thought it was kind of nice. Sort of
It was a breakout song, and
yeah.
she really showed that she had some musical acumen in that one. I thought she actually sung, didn't sound just like a little girl, singing a song,
No.
ditty boppy song. She actually applied some singing ability to the song, and there were changes, and also it was a really good song about love, and it was a slow jam. It was a slow jam.
But the song that secured me as a Madonna fan was "Live to
Ooh.
Tell," which I still think is.
Oh.
I personally think it's her best song. I also think it's one of the best songs ever written, and I would definitely put it in my top 10.
Interesting. Yeah, my mom liked that song too.
Well, the film At Close Range, which it was written for, because of course Penn and Madonna were together at the time, is an incredible movie, which I've done an episode of Chew the Fat on my channel, and introduced that film to a whole load of people that have never seen it before, because it didn't do very well on its release. And I think simply because it was just quite a dark film and it wasn't really marketed very well. And I think the trailer could have been a lot better. If you got one of those guys who recut old films and make really good trailers for old films, they could do an amazing trailer for that movie, because Penn is outstanding in it. He's amazing in it.
Oh, well, I'll have to put that on my list.
Yeah, that was the film that made me think, right, yeah, this guy. I'd seen him already in Bad Boys, which is that's a film that most people don't even know exists.
Wow, that movie.
Yeah, the one in the prison. We're not talking about the two cops. Bad Boys.
No. This is a movie from the early 80s that was just insane.
Yeah,
the events that happened in that film. We won't go into detail, but
you have to save that for your retro after hours, your other channel. Where
it's really intense.
Adult themes. It's an 18 certificate movie. So.
Who played the girlfriend in that one? Do you remember? Was it Ali Sheedy or?
I think Ali Sheedy is who I can picture in my head, and Eric, was it not Eric Estrada? The guy who later would star in American Me, which is also a pretty heavy film. Rennie Santoni was Raymond Herrera, who was the bad guy in it. Isai Morales played Paco. That's right. So Isai Morales was in it.
A lot of actors we don't really get a chance to see in a lot of movies. So it's definitely really good.
Ali Sheedy was the girlfriend. That's right.
Ali Sheedy really was the girlfriend. Okay.
She played JC. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize because I haven't watched it for a long time, and I've got the DVD. But it's not a kind of whack on a Sunday afternoon movie.
Yeah, Sean Penn was so young in that movie.
God,
and did such a great job. Wow.
I mean, I remember that was the first thing I'd ever seen him in. I'd never heard of him before. I saw that movie because I saw a trailer for that. We lied about our ages to see something at the cinema. I can't remember what it was, but so I got in to see like an adult movie, and this would have been in 82. Yeah, it wasn't. When did Terminator's 84, isn't it? So it wasn't Terminator. It was something else. And one of the things that we saw was a trailer for Bad Boys, and it didn't really get much of a release in the UK. But as soon as it came out on video, that was it. I was like, we got to rent this. This film looked great. It was good. It was proper intense.
All right, let's get to the next one. This one is Laura Branigan, Self-Control. I love this song so much, and I love Laura Branigan. She was so amazing. Sadly, she had a sort of a tragic situation, and she's no longer with us, but her music is incredible. Her voice was so good. And if you see the music video to this, it's really artistic and creative, the way they kind of made this song. It's really sort of reminds me of some sort of vampire, dark kind of gothic type of song. So I did love this song. This is one of my favorites. What about you?
Got the video on right now. Yeah. I remember this really well. The video, you're right about the video. I remember the video as
Oh,
well.
it's so theatrical. It reminds me.
Very, very theatrical. I'd be
Yeah.
interested to know who directed it. I wonder if it's one of Steve Barron's.
Yeah.
Probably an American director, I would think.
It says director William Friedkin.
Oh, no way! That's the
Yeah.
director of To Live and Die in LA, and yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Of course, we lost him not very long ago. One of my last guests on my channel might have been actor Damon Herriman. No, it was Dale Dye. I interviewed Captain Dale Dye last week.
Okay.
And he worked with William Friedkin on the last film he directed.
Cool.
So yeah, he was Billy Friedkin, as everybody called him. But this is from the album Self Control, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, God, what a great album that was.
Yeah, that was so good. And she, like I said, if you hear her voice and just the song, the different songs, I believe Gloria is the other song that she sung that was very, very famous.
Yeah, Gloria.
Her vocal ability is just incredible. Her range is incredible. One cool thing that you can do is you can go on YouTube and just kind of look to see reactions to songs. And if you find there's been a couple of reactions to Laura Branigan singing Gloria, and it's just like people are like freaking out. I mean, actual talented singers are analyzing vocal abilities from a lot of artists from the past, and it's kind of like a nice thing to see people loving her voice, because she's just an like, I think she need, no one's really given her flowers.
Yeah, we lost. Sad, we lost her so young.
Yeah, so young, and again, super talented.
And that song's appeared in quite a few movies. This particular song.
Yeah, what movies has it been in?
I'm trying to remember, but I just know it's briefly appeared in a couple of films. I'm sure of it.
Okay.
I mean, if I can find out which ones, I will. But yeah.
Well, the next one we're up is "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go."
I was dancing to this last Friday.
Nice.
And of course, I met George Michael, so got to spend 8 hours with him, just me and him, which was cool.
That is really nice.
It was, yeah. I keep saying I'm going to write a play about it, but I haven't done that yet. But
well, can you give us a brief description of your encounter, maybe 3 or 4 sentences?
I met him through working for a charity, and I didn't live that far from him. He lived in the posh part of Highgate, which was called Highgate Village, and I lived at the time. I rented a flat in what would be Lower Highgate, I guess, which is the other side of Archway Road, where people with less income tended to live. Still a nice part of London, but not the mansion that he had. And yeah, I think I think he was just lonely and wanted some company, and I'd already had some dialogue with him. And he was like, "You live down the road, don't you, Lance?" And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, well, just come over." So I was like, "Okay." So like, go to Georgia, and there was a massive white grand piano just off to the side as you moved in. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was kind of surreal. It was like really surreal. I remember going to the bathroom downstairs, and it had like a kitchen in the lower, like it was like one of those old houses where previously the basement would have been where all the help lived, where the servants lived. Would have been the servants' quarters, and the servant kitchen, and would have been where the servants prepared the food. And we were down there, and he had a load of blue exercise balls, sitting on one of them, bombing about on it everywhere. And I went to use the bathroom. Every space in that bathroom was covered with little picture frames of him meeting various other famous people, or him with friends. And I remember, well, I was in that bathroom for about 5 minutes, like looking at all these pictures, going, "Oh my God, look, is that is that President Reagan in that one, or that one's him with Lady Diana, and
Wow.
there he is with the Queen, and yeah, and then endless other pop stars. Very, very. The main thing, my main takeaway from that whole evening was he was a really, really nice man.
Yeah.
Very nice man. And it's again, he's another one we lost too young, and I think there was a lot. So there were a lot of people that took advantage of him as well. Well, not a lot, but there were people in his life that, at the time that he passed away, that were taking advantage of him financially.
Yeah,
which was a shame.
Oh. Well, this song, "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go," was his first song with Wham that I think I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a party song. It's like everybody knows it, and it's easy to do a silly dance to. You just get up.
Yeah, it has so much. There's so much energy. The music video is so much fun, and definitely brings back a lot of memories of parties and just being young and listening to this song and enjoying
There's
life.
a really funny. We had a show called Spitting Image where they would do puppet parodies.
Oh, how cute!
And they did a parody of the "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go" video. It's quite funny.
Oh, hopefully it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I Can Dream About You.
On the soundtrack to Streets of Fire.
Yes,
it's an
by
amazing
Darn.
song.
Yeah, by Dan Hartman. I hear this song almost every day. So good. And yeah, the way it's set up is that there's a singing group in the movie. Yeah, that is singing the song, and it's really cute. They're all doing, sort of a Temptations version dance routine and lip syncing to this song. And
brilliant song. It's and that lip sync video.
Oh, it's so good.
So well done.
Yeah, I thought for a while, I was like, "That's them really singing." It's really this guy. So.
one of the actors in that group is one half of Johnson & Johnson from Die Hard. I forget the name of the actor. I've asked him to come on my channel many times, but still haven't had any luck.
I believe Robert Townsend is in there too. Is he?
He is, yeah. Robert Townsend.
Yes, and he also later on does a movie about a boy group, guy group.
The 5 Heartbeats.
The 5 Heartbeats.
I really like that film.
So yeah.
I think he was writing that movie when he was doing Streets of Fire. He was
really?
Writing notes for it on the set. Yeah, it came up. That inspired him to.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's really cool. Yes, so there are some really Streets of Fire has a lot of musical tie-ins that are just incredible. So the soundtrack is something else. So this
probably
is
the most underrated film of 1984.
Probably.
I would say is Streets of Fire, definitely.
Yeah, and this is one too I would love for us to do a watch party of I can.
We can. I think I've done a Chew the Fat on it myself.
Yeah, so if you want to go to Lance's channel and take a look at his sort of review, right? You did a full review.
I think I either did a watch party or a Chew the Fat. If it's a watch party, we just put it on and talk about it. If it's a Chew the Fat, it's a bit more. I usually have a bigger panel and it's more of a detailed analysis of how stuff was shot when we Chew the Fat. I'm doing Band of Brothers tomorrow, episode 2.
Okay.
So, and I've got one of the guys on with me who worked on the show. So it's all about how was that scene filmed? What set was this bit on? And we get into all of that kind of thing. As well, just talking about it.
So guys, yeah, if you want to learn more about Streets of Fire and what Lance thinks about it, you want to go ahead over on his channel and see if you can find it in the search area. And but as you know, this is just one of those songs. Once you hear it,
it just gets inside your brain, and you're already singing it by the end of it. And Dan's voice is just incredible. That's
I only
sultry kind of.
saw the music video for this fairly recently,
Mhm.
like in the last year, and I was
Yeah.
like, I was quite, because I think at the time, even though I knew the guys in the band obviously weren't singing it,
Mhm.
it felt like a song that was sung by a black artist. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
felt like that.
Yeah. It's very raspy voice,
Yeah.
and you know, it sound natural that the guys, the way they were also lip syncing, and but it works. And it's a great song, and he killed it. He killed that one.
Yeah, I didn't realize he passed away young as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's sad, man.
very sad.
Mm.
And so I love these girls.
Jump for my life. I was dancing to this on last Friday and Sunday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Whoever is producing the songs for this album that they had here is just they were really on fire. They had something going there. Jump for My Love is definitely one of those songs. As soon as you hear it, you just want to start dancing. They also did I'm So Excited. That was another one that was just
Yeah.
like, if you know, get up on your feet and start moving. And the Pointer Sisters, they they're really they're a group of sisters, and at one point they had like 4 or 5 different sisters singing alongside them, but now they kind of like in this 80s era they only had 4. I'm sorry, only had the 3 of these ladies, and they just had so many. They could do country. They had a country song out that was really cool. They could do anything. They could do anything. So I love these young ladies, and in this particular song. Any
Damn,
other?
man, the lead singer of this passed away young as well. That's 3 that we've had.
Yes, June Pointer. Yeah,
Pointer,
June.
yeah. She passed away in 2006 at the age of 52.
Yeah, that's young. June Pointer. And what I also liked about this group is that they did share the spotlight. It wasn't just like one person
Yeah,
who sung. They all had different sounds, and they all played on upon that. And their songs did very well, even though they were sung by different lead singers. The one that was done by the older sister, I forgot. It was like a more deeper one.
I think that was probably Bonnie Pointer. I think. You had Bonnie and
Pointer?
Anita. Bonnie and Anita Pointer.
Yes, yes. Okay. So the one that Anita Pointer did, I think it was for Beverly Hills Cop or something.
Oh, that's yeah. No, I know the song. I can hear it right
So
now.
good. Yeah, yeah, so good. So they all had different ones, and then there was one. I'm looking for a slow man or something.
The slow hand.
Slow hand. Yes, that
And
one. That was
she did.
what.
She did. I'm so excited as well.
Yes,
And then Neutron Dance was the one on
Neutron Dance. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so they really had range, and I just it's just really great. I know that the slow hand did well with country markets, so that was really kind of surprising, but also nice. So this song right here, oh my goodness, I love this song so much. Do you remember this song? Let the Music Play by Shannon.
I feel I know this.
Oh, you'll love it when you hear.
Let me play it a second.
Yes, yes, yes. You will love it. It's so good. The beat on that is so good. Yeah, it's great. This song was one of those songs that when you would walk out into the street, you could hear everyone playing it on their radio. that's this song. And it was a great song for a lot of young people coming up in the 80s in New York. It was like every culture, but mostly like when I went to like hung out in Spanish neighborhoods, or when I was hanging out in more African American neighborhoods, you would hear this song playing on the radio, and it was just like every kid like heard this song. It was the anthem for I guess
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah.
Very kind of it's sort of, this is one of the songs that you'd see kids breakdancing to on the street.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was perfect for
all of
breakdancing.
that, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah,
like, yeah.
I used to do a bit of that back
Yeah,
in,
yeah. I think everybody dabbled. It was great. It was great. And yeah, the song was really, the rhythm and the I guess the hook sound for this was very unique, and she kind of, there's something about her in general. The way she's singing the song is very much like, hey, you can imagine yourself being in a nightclub, and the lights are dim, and she really the vocals and the lyrics really set the tone for a very descriptive scene of events, really, because I thought it was like, wow, the way they kind of talk you through the moments that she's describing, it's very descriptive, and I love that, and she was fabulous. I loved Shannon. I wanted her to do more stuff, but I don't think that there was more from her.
it wasn't a vinyl that I owned. But yeah, no, I like the song. I remember dancing to the song. And I think I think all the guys kind of thought Shannon was pretty hot.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And of course, the Thompson twins, Hold Me Now. I used to be so confused. I was like, they're twins, and they're not. Right? I was like, there's three of them, but they say that they're twins, and they're like, I didn't understand. But the song was great. Hold Me Now, very much a sort of breakfast clubby kind of song, like something you would hear in one of those movies, the John Hughes movies. Very much the anthem of.
Yeah, I've got it on now.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I've heard this song in more than one movie.
Yeah, usually a teenage movie of some sort.
Yeah.
16 Candles, one of those.
I think Volunteers came out in '86 and Nothing in Common came out in '87, and the Thompson twins have a track on the album of Nothing in Common, and it's the main title. I think they do the song for, 'cause we've nothing in common. But it's a really good song, and actually the soundtrack to Nothing in Common, there's another song, If It Wasn't Love at All, What Were All Those Feelings? Oh, man, that song is heartbreaking.
Oh wow, sounds like it.
It makes me think of the late Darlene Fugel, who at the time I had a crush on. So but yeah, they're kind of a bit like, when they first came out, I wasn't really into them because they just seemed a bit too soft and poppy. But now when I look back at them, they've got some great songs in
Oh
there.
yeah.
This wasn't one that I was particularly into, but they had other songs that I was much more enamored with, shall we say.
Yeah. I did like this song though. I mean, it wasn't my like you were saying, it's not like your favorite, but definitely I thought that they were cute. I thought they had a cute look too. So it was like mostly aesthetic. A lot of times in the 80s, I would watch a lot of music videos just so I could see what, like, the clothes they were wearing, and the styles. All those things really mattered. I guess to when you're young, you're trying to absorb everything you can to learn about what's cool and what's out there. And so the next one, of course, is Huey
Oh,
Lewis and the News. The Heart of Rock and Roll. I heard this the other day. I usually play this song like again almost every day. And I mean, I just can't help but love this song. It's like part of my DNA at this point. Great song. Just they just had a sound, and they were just great musicians. Love everything that came from Huey Lewis and the News. Anything to add to that?
No, I like this song, but I preferred their later tracks, especially the ones associated with the Back to the Future
Oh, sure.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
But yeah, this song, this song was good. I kind of like It's Hip to Be Square.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, and they also did they had a track out the same year called If This Is It.
Oh, yeah, that's my song right there.
I prefer that track to this one.
Well, yeah, that's the one that really gets you going, is If This Is It. Yeah.
This one's fine, but it's a bit too ballady, shouty for me.
Really? Like, yeah, I like it.
I
I guess
like
'cause I guess the reason why I like it is because they name off all of the different places.
Yeah.
And but If This Is It, it really hits home a lot more because it's sort of, that one is like the ballad, slow song kind of. It's not really a breakup song. It's sort of like, hey, sort of like a come to, let's fix this relationship kind of song, which is always kind of an interesting song in the genre of songs altogether. I love this.
Mm.
That band is just great. And Hard Habit to Break. Oh my goodness.
This is arranged by David Foster, who did the soundtrack to the movie Stealing Home with Jodie Foster and Mark
Oh, wow.
Harmon, which is an amazing film that I think I was saying, what? When you told me you hadn't seen it. And you've got to see it because it's totally up your street.
It's sci-fi?
No. It's to call it a rom-com is doing it a disservice. It's not a
it's a
rom-com.
rom-com.
It's a coming-of-age movie about a boy who falls in love with his babysitter, who's the daughter of his parents' best friends.
Oh, okay.
And when they become, he's like, infatuated with her as a kid. They stay good friends. She's kind of getting him in trouble when he's a young kid. Like she takes him out driving and smoking and drinking, and it's the film is set in the past and the present, and in the present you've got Mark Harmon playing the older version of himself, and the whole movie is about him trying to decide what to do with her ashes, which she has bequeathed him. That's not a spoiler. You find it out the
I've
first
seen
5
this
minutes.
movie. I think I've seen this movie.
Yeah, it's so nice, and it was made by two first-time directors. It's the only film they've ever made, and I just think it's such a great little film. I'd love to interview them. I've been trying to find a way to get hold of them, and they're quite difficult to track down. But David Foster did the instrumental score for that film.
Okay. Back to this song.
Yeah,
Hard
that was
Habit to
another
Break.
Lance segue of random topics. Forgive me.
Well, we love that. So, Hard Habit to Break as a song, it is a heartbreak song. It's one of those ballads where you pull out your tissues and you're like, but it's not. Is it really a heartbreak song? It's like just somebody who's like having a hard time with a relationship, and so I really like the song so much. It was really kind of. I'm a big fan of Peter Cetera, so yeah. There's that. There's that. And Chicago, though I hadn't really had a lot of experience with Chicago as a band until later, kind of hearing more of their stuff. But in 1984, it was like, who are these guys? Who are they? I believe I'd heard of Peter Cetera, but I did not know of Chicago at that point. So, any thoughts on Chicago as a band?
Yeah, I can't offer comment on this song. I just listened to it. This song completely got by me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love hearing stuff like that because that just shows, we all have different perspectives and places, like that affects the way
Well,
we.
it's also to do with the British, because we had a lot of British pop out in '84.
Yeah.
So only certain American songs would chart. Because 50 to 60% of our chart was British, because it was, I mean, the 80s was a great time for British music. There was loads of stuff coming out. I mean, of course, Peter Cetera did, Glory of Love for Karate Kid 2, which is the song that I was going out with my first girlfriend when Karate Kid 2 came out. We went to the cinema to see it together, and it was all very kind of, that song is guy sticks up for girl, defending your honor kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that song kind of became our song for a little while, which is very cheesy. It's so cheesy.
It's so I love it so much.
I know you like these cheesy stories, which is why I throw them in.
Yeah.
But
well, the next one is Warrior, the Warrior, sung by Patti Smith. I absolutely love this song. I hear it, like I said, I hear it every day, every day, and it is, the war cry of those in love. Very much one of those music videos that when it came on, I would stop everything and sit down and just look at this thing. And her vocals on this was incredible. She really is a powerhouse. They would play this all the time on MTV.
I mean, yeah, I remember. I think that's probably where I saw the video.
And yeah, like anytime it was on, I had to just stop everything and watch it. It was so it was artistic. This is the kind of stuff that I love aesthetically in this video. And also, who did a video that was kind of like this? Duran Duran. They did Wild Boys, and I kind of like them both in the same league. But I was just comparing the music video as far as it looks like they could be in the same world of fantasy that they've created in this scenario.
Yeah. I mean, so the way I know this song is because it was from the TV show Glow. They played it on the it was the opening theme to the.
What is that?
It's about women's wrestling, like a drama show set in the world of women's wrestling, but it's set in women's wrestling in the 80s.
Okay.
And it's kind of loosely based on how women's wrestling started. It's quite a fun show. You might quite like that because of the period. You'll like all the big hair and all that stuff.
Well, it was one of my favorites. And oh my goodness, this song, If You Are Ever in My Arms Again by Peabo Bryson. Peabo Bryson just has one of those incredible voices. And it is definitely, when you hear this song, it's definitely one of those romantic songs that you're like, oh my God. You could start, you could shed a tear maybe. You could shed a tear maybe. But it was actually really good. Now, any experience with this song at all, Lance?
Yeah, I remember this. I just put it on. This is one of the songs they would play on the slow dance section.
Yes.
At the end of the night.
The ballad.
This would be a grab your girl. Now's your chance. Grab the girl and ask her for a dance song.
Yes.
I don't think this got massive radio play in the UK, but I do remember it playing in clubs on that, because I used to work in a nightclub from the late 80s onwards, and this would have been, I lied about my age. Remember, there's a cinema and a nightclub. There was a nightclub above the cinema, and if you wanted to do overtime, you could work in the nightclub.
Nice. Nice.
yeah, it was a crazy time, man. It's quite weird when I think back about all the things that went on.
Mhm.
We used to buy pizza and eat them on the roof of the cinema, and we'd be chucking bits of pizza crusts on people that were walking below. It was terrible,
That's mean.
naughty, terrible behaviour. Yeah, and we weren't even allowed up there on the roof, but we knew how to get up there. We used to go and sit on the roof, and yeah. So, but yeah, no. Again, didn't really. I do remember it. It is a nice song. He's got an amazing voice.
Oh, it's so great. Yeah.
Yeah, but
This is one of the singers of the 1980s that really he didn't really get a whole lot of praise. I think he did get some for the song that he did with it was Aladdin at
for the Disney movie.
yeah, at the very end he sings a song with another artist, and it's like it's really amazing. A Whole New World.
Mm.
And I believe he might have done let me just double check. I think he did also the Beauty and the Beast as well. Let me just double check.
I'm not
People, let's find out. Let's make sure our audience is fully
don't be misinforming.
yeah, let's fully give
This charted at number 47 in the Billboard that year, the top 100. So it was in the top 100. Did pretty well. Great to see he's still alive because
yes,
we've not done so well on that department of late. And yeah, he's been in.
Okay, so let me pull down some of the ones that he did. He did the
You're
song
right.
"I Celebrate My Love" with Roberta Flack.
Yeah.
That was one that he did. A Whole New World with Regina Bell. That was for Aladdin. That was fantastic. Then for Beauty and the Beast, 1991, he sang with Celine Dion
Yeah.
on that one. And yeah, he is the winner of 2 Grammys. So yeah, he did get some acknowledgement for his work, but definitely is one of those people which it did not get a whole lot of love, which I
feels
think
like
he could have gotten more.
Feels like his career has been a bit he's been a bit unfairly overlooked. I think
So too. I think so.
Probably doesn't get enough credit for the Beauty and the Beast song and all of that.
I know.
This is another one of my favorite Pointer Sister songs.
Yes, that we were just talking about it, Automatic. And it's just like it has she's singing in a lower register, and it's so good. And just a lot of fun,
Yeah, this did well in the UK.
Yeah,
a lot of radio play.
And Islands in the Stream. Do you remember this song at all?
This is with Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. Yeah, I do remember it.
Well, this song was one of those songs where you couldn't, for a while, hear anything but that coming out of radios, and it didn't matter like what the person was or what group it was. It sort of crossed barriers in the 80s. This was typically should have been a country song, and it crossed the barrier, and it was playing everywhere, and it also was on every show kind of used it as the song to play during the 80s. But it was a very interesting meetup between Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. And Dolly Parton's just one of those people too, is sort of like a national treasure. People just love her.
Yeah, I mean,
and they still do.
I'd say they both are, because I mean,
yes,
Kenny Rogers is. I mean, he's where the Kennys are concerned, he's right up there with Kenny Loggins.
Oh yeah.
Gave us Footloose, which also came out this year. So.
Yes. So this was a very popular song during this time. How did I personally feel about it? I thought it was cute. It's just one of those songs that shows up in the zeitgeist that you're like, ah,
and then you're like, okay, well, where's my favorite song at?
Yeah,
Let's play that.
it charted at number 56 in the.
Oh, okay, that's really good. And this one, wow, wow, wow. Oh,
Oh, Love is a Battlefield. Yeah,
yes, and
yeah.
with Pat Benatar, who
Love is a
is
battlefield.
just incredible. She's an incredible singer. And this particular the video for this was sort of different for her because she's basically known as a rocker. And so this had like again crossover appeal. That's the big thing a lot of studios were wanting too at the time. They wanted all of their um, artists to cross over, and she certainly did it with this one. Um, do you remember that video, that music video? That
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Mhm.
Because it's the one that she's on the coach. It's got like a whole storyline in it.
Yes.
It's so it's like the girl running away to kind of find herself, ends up sort of potentially at risk on the street and clubs, meeting sort of seedy characters.
Mhm.
It's no, it's good. It's good video. I do remember it.
Yes. Great, great song, and just performed very well, and the music video was very delightful. Oh, I absolutely adored this, and anytime it came on again, we just stop everything. I got to see this entire video. And at this point, music videos were developing into like huge events where they told the storylines, whether they were related to the song or not. It didn't matter. It just was sort of like to see the spectacle of the artist actually interacting with the song and singing the song, and also like whatever combination of looks and stories they came up with. It was so great. One thing I do love about music videos is that you can tell many stories in short films. They're really basically are short
I
films.
think Pat Benatar did Invincible.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which was the song for the Legend of Billie Jean movie, which I think you watched relatively recently, because I was saying you've got to see that film. You'll love it. And
I saw that back in the day when it came out, and that's like one of my favorite films. I don't know.
Yeah, I really like that film. My
Yeah.
friend and mentor Keith Gordon is in that movie as
Yes.
well.
So, but I have not done a watch party for it yet. I will be doing a watch party for it soon. I did have a few people who wanted me to do a watch party for that movie. But yes, she does a fantastic rendition of Invincible, which is great. What year was that? It was like, I mean, 85.
85. I think that
Yeah.
film came out 85. I used to have a Legend of Billie Jean t-shirt, which I was white, and I kept it like for so long. It was kind of like blancmange colored because it lost its whiteness and kind of just turned to mustard.
Yeah.
And it shrunk as well. It got really tiny.
So, and that was starring Helen Slater and Christian Slater, and they're not related.
And everybody thought that they were at the time, including myself. Yeah, I thought, cool, that's her younger brother. He can act, But no, it's the son of Mary Jo Slater, one of the biggest casting directors in Hollywood. So
this song here, "Infatuation," may not be like the best song ever, but it made an impression on 1984 for sure. Rod Stewart.
He always did these video in like really tight sort of leopard skin rock pants kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there's we had a comedian who was also a DJ for Radio 1 called Kenny Everett. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Sadly, he passed away quite young in the 80s. Actually, I think he died in early 90s. But he had a thing called the Kenny Everett Show, and if you Google, it'll be on YouTube. If you type into the search bar Kenny Everett Rod Stewart ripoff, he's doing that song, "If You Think I'm Crazy," that one, and gradually his pants get larger and larger and larger, like they're inflating, and eventually they get so big that he floats up to the ceiling of the studio. It's just really funny. That's what I remember about Rod Stewart, is that Kenny Everett parodied him.
Well, I'll say this about Rod Stewart. I absolutely loved his voice. So, but the thing about Rod Stewart is really interesting, just in general as an artist. That for myself personally, it's just one of those people that really embraced the rock aspect of pop. So he's like rock pop.
Yeah, for sure.
And really enjoyed his energy on stage and just performing energy. And he had that raspy voice that was just like, it sounded like he was just screaming and smoking cigarettes and just a bad boy. He just had that bad boy energy. And so this one, Infatuation, is really quite interesting because the music video to that, he's a photographer, or somebody's a photographer, and there's a gorgeous girl that is trying to who's
distract him.
Yeah.
I remember the video.
She doesn't know, he's kind of like stalking her. So she's a model, but she's being stalked by somebody. It's really quite interesting. And which is, part of the infatuation. And so and that particular actress, I forgot her name, but she's kind of famous in the B actress scene.
I'm just checking out the video now. That's right. The plot to the video, I remember now. It's not what it is. The plot to the video is the older man. It's a young woman who's married or going to marry a much older man, and the older man hires Rod Stewart's character in the video to keep an eye on the wife, keep an eye on the girl.
Yes.
And he has to follow her and photograph her. And he falls in love with her. He becomes hence infatuation. He becomes infatuated. It's not quite stalkery. He's actually hired to do that as a job.
Yeah.
And that's a plot for a million movies as well. We've kind of seen it before, The Big Heat and that kind of thing. But Kay Lenz is the woman in the video.
She did this movie, Prisoners of the Lost Universe. Yeah, that's
it. God, with John Saxon.
And of course Richard Hatch from Battlestar Galactica, and it was done in 1983.
She was also the female lead in a movie I've got here.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, can't hear you.
Oh yeah. Hello. Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There it is. She was also the female lead in this.
Hold on a second.
House.
Oh, never heard of it.
That's a low budget indie horror film with Richard Mole, the late great Richard Mole. And it's got one of the best movie posters ever, with this creepy severed hand ringing a doorbell.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw that at the cinema. I actually haven't watched it again yet. I just wanted to have it in my collection, and my friend who was staying with me was here for my birthday, so he said, "Oh, I'll get you a Blu-ray from the store. What one do you want?" And I thought, I'll get House, because I quite fancy seeing that again. It produced quite a number of inferior sequels. She is still acting. She's got credits pretty recently.
Oh, cool.
I've seen her in a lot of other things. I think she's quite a good actress, actually. I think maybe the fact that she's a model may have, impeded her getting better roles. They probably didn't think she had the range, but she did.
Yeah, she was in a lot of things, and especially in like the 80s, she would just pop up everywhere, like especially a lot of TV shows.
Yeah, Simon and Simon, Charles in Charge. I remember her. She was in one episode of the Starman TV show.
Oh, wow.
MacGyver, Hunter, all of those.
Yeah.
Matt Houston. I remember her in The Fall Guy. She was in 2 episodes. I used to watch that show adamantly. Haven't
Yeah.
seen the movie yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going a long time as well, man. Rich Man, Poor Man, Book 2. She played a major character. I remember that TV show.
Oh yeah, me too. It's a mini series, right?
Yeah, and
Yep. Peter Strauss.
that's the thing I saw her in. She was in The Passage, which is a good movie with Anthony Quinn, James Mason, and Malcolm McDowell.
Okay.
And it's a good film that not a lot of people have seen, about a Jewish family escaping over the Spanish mountains from France, and they're being pursued by an SS officer, Malcolm McDowell. And Kay Lenz plays I think she plays the daughter in the film.
Okay.
Yeah, so I saw her in that, I remember.
Well, that is a rabbit hole that we just went down.
Yeah, that was a whole thing.
Get me out of this rabbit hole.
Damn, you need to like have the Lance alarm. Just press it. Man, rabbit hole turning. It's up now. Okay, let's quick.
Lance, stop! You're taking me down.
Let's get on to the next song. There's another rabbit hole awaiting. Oh my god! This is the retro song now. This I associate the song with you.
Almost Paradise from Footloose. This is really awesome.
Yeah.
Mike Reno of Loverboy, I love those guys, and Ann Wilson of Heart teamed up for this really awesome song that is sort of a love anthem from, I'm sure it's in every single wedding at the time. They played this over and over and over again.
This
really
is
great.
another slow song for the end of the night dancing section, but I first time I heard this song was when I bought the actually the first time I heard this song was when I watched Footloose.
Yes.
I rented as soon as it came out. Didn't see it at the cinema, sadly. But
yeah, me too. I didn't see it then.
But there were two songs that when you get a vinyl album, they've got like 5 tracks on each side. And there's always about 2 or 3 tracks on an album that you'll play, you'll like to play. And the 2 that I really liked to play off the album was Footloose and Almost Paradise. And this was one of those songs where you put it on and in your head you've immediately got your own music video to the song.
Oh yeah.
And it's it's you and the girl sort of thing. It's a great song. It's so it just goes straight for your heart and pulls it out of your stomach. It doesn't takes no prisoners.
It's like being in the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, I mean that's a very gory analogy, but yes, probably wasn't going quite that far.
Kalima.
It's the Kalimar of love. Okay, we are going down another rabbit hole.
Rabbit holes.
It's a great song though, and I have a lot of very specific memories attached to this song. Some of which are really warm, and some of which are terribly sad. So,
yeah, really great song. Love it, love it, love it. Next one, Round and Round by Rat, and
is this the We're Going Round dancing right round? Is it that one?
No.
Okay, and I have to play it. I'm not sure if I know this.
This one is definitely from heavy metal poser band, but these guys are a little bit more hardcore than your regular ones, and they were lesser known. But Rat had one song that came out that was the song that MTV would play all the time, and it was Round and Round. And Milton Berle was in the music video for this. And so somebody must have known him. Must have been somebody's uncle or something. It was great. And I love the music video and absolutely love the song. Every time the song comes on, I just start wanting to dance.
Yeah, I remember the music video with the people all sitting around at dinner and everything.
This was definitely one of those you can tell they're young boys in California having a great time with heavy eyeliner, lipstick, and
Hey, they performed in Sweden in 2008, so you know.
yeah. Yeah, so that was something I did love this band. They were outsiders almost
I do
in
remember
many
their
ways.
album Out of the Cellar.
Yes.
I remember that album.
When I first saw these guys, I was like, "Oh my God, who are they?" I needed to know. They were right up my alley, that's for sure. Now the next one is ZZ Top,
Well,
Legs.
this needs no introduction, really, does it?
Yes, what a great. Now the music video, it tells a story. Again, a very a short film basically about a guy and a girl that are both considered losers in their community, and you know, the ZZ Top guys get them in shape. And just so happens that the young lady that works at a diner happens to have some of the most gorgeous legs in the world.
Yeah. I was wearing my shorts today, so I you know, North London got the same experience when I went out.
Well, sometimes you got to show them off,
Well,
and
indeed.
yeah, and so this was really cool. This was sort of my introduction to ZZ Top, and this particular album was really incredible. I loved their, you know, what their offerings, and I thought they were really cool. Their beards are rather short in this one. Look, are you seeing their beards? How short it is? Because it's much longer. They had it much longer later on.
Yeah. Well, when they get to the Back to the Future 3, it's the behemoths
Yeah,
of the beard.
yeah. Then we've got the Jacksons' State of Shock, which wasn't really I'm sorry, not this is kind of a song that I didn't really hear very much. How about you? But I know of it.
I'm gonna just look it up quickly. I bet when I put it on, I'll go, oh yeah, I remember this, but it's not ringing bells right now.
Michael Jackson and Mick Jagger.
Yeah. I remember this. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, it's one that you like, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that song.
But you know, it's kind of cool.
It was a decent collab, I would say.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
no.
and at this point, I think Michael was doing a lot of different collabs, and he did one with Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I wasn't into Michael Jackson until the Bad album, which was later, I think.
Yes, one more one album later. And we got Rick Springfield, Love Somebody. And well, we all know, like, the one that everybody really knows most of all is Jesse's Girl. But this is another one that if you were a diehard Rick Springfield fan, you remember this Love Somebody song. So
isn't this connected to a film called Hard to Hold?
Yes, it says the first single from his soundtrack album, Hard to Hold.
Yeah, because Hard to Hold was like I remember that it came out on video around, well, probably around this time. There was also that other film called Eddie and the Cruisers with Michael Paré.
Okay, yeah.
They both had sort of similar, but Hard to Hold, it bombed. I remember it didn't do well. Hard to Hold came out in '84, but I don't remember us talking about Hard to Hold when we did the movie breakdown, but maybe we did. But Rick Springfield actually acts in the film. This is from the soundtrack to that. I remember the song. The film got absolutely roasted by the critics. I think it was, you know, kind of, I think they just didn't like actors, singers saying, I'm going to do a film and I'm going to be the lead, which didn't really go down very well with the critic.
Yeah, I did not see the movie. I know I might have been part of the demographic of people that should have seen it. Young girls that thought that Rick Springfield was like the bee's knees. But I did not see it. I did not experience it. Um, but he was like really um a big deal. And the song was actually did very well. I wasn't my favorite, but it was definitely a song for the year for sure.
Right.
And let's see what else before we go down a Lance rabbit hole.
Yes, quick, let's move on. Oh, this is a song of theirs I really liked. Yeah.
Yeah. If this is it, what a song! Definitely hits all the buttons emotionally. I think has that emotional factor. Yeah, just love it. These guys are great. They're great musicians too. And you might think, but the Cars, and this song actually did very very well. And it's just one of those songs when you hear it, you're like, then you just start going, moving along to it. It's not the like best song in the world, but it's definitely a cool pop song.
I was just watching the video for "If This Is It,"
Mm.
and I you jumped onto the next song pretty quick there. But yeah, no, I do remember the music video, and it's very 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 80s Baywatch
Yes,
music
very
with
much. On the beach, yes.
Huey Lewis has done a couple of little acting roles, and
Yeah,
he's actually a pretty good actor.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's decent. Yeah,
yeah, he's got a good presence.
yeah, he's a good-looking guy, and
Yeah,
so it's really,
yeah, he's got
I
that
didn't.
Lance jawline. Look.
Yeah, see, everybody look at the jawline. And look, it doesn't help. He went to the gym. He worked out a little bit, and
Yeah, I need to
he
do
has
that.
a great singing voice. Is very raspy, and he's got a lot of soul. So he did a fantastic job on all the vocals and stuff. And again, they're fantastic musicians. They don't get enough credit for their ability.
Mm.
And yeah. So anything, one or two lines of words about the Cars and this song. Any do you have any thoughts on it?
No,
Either way.
I didn't get into the Cars until later. It didn't get loads of radio play.
Then we've
Kool and
got
the
Kool
Gang.
and the Gang, Joanna. This is one of those like ballad songs.
I remember this song because there was a
Oh
girl in our
man.
class. There was a girl in our class called Joanna somebody, and then there was another girl in school called Joanna Rumbelow, who everybody thought was one of the best looking girls in school.
Ooh.
She had Disney eyes. You remember the Disney eyes? What they call Disney eyes. They put them on characters to make them look like Bambi. Bambi's got Disney eyes.
Okay.
It's an animation term. They give characters like the Avatar people. They have Disney eyes.
Okay.
To make you like those characters.
Okay.
Yeah, she had Disney eyes. She had those Disney eyes.
Okay. This
Like
is a
big,
rabbit hole.
sort of huge, wide eyes. It is a rabbit hole. But anyway, yeah. So, but Kool and the Gang wrote that song for her.
Look, you cannot help yourself.
I'm going back to my memories of the 80s. It's 84.
It's wonderful. No, we love it.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah. Kool and the Gang that's a good song. It's a fun song. I remember this one. Mainly because of the various Joannas that we used to keep singing it to.
That is so funny. Because I don't even remember if there were any Joannas in my school, but this song was it was one of those songs where it's like um the melody for when he sings Joanna is so sweet, and then all the other stuff. This was definitely a song I heard a lot being played by a lot of the kids, and I had no idea that what some of it was, but it was just really great. It was really great. And all night long,
by Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie just killed it in the early 80s with all of the songs that he came out with, and this was just one of them. All Night Long.
All night long.
Yeah, I still hear it at least once or twice a week.
Oh, I was dancing to it on the weekend, last weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
See,
well, they always play this at the club. It always comes on, and it's one
great.
as well. You can grab someone and start spinning them around, and
Yeah,
stuff,
this is a great dance song. Yeah, this is great for dancing,
yeah.
and yeah, and it also has a feeling of like it almost feels like a great song to play like on a cruise or on a vacation or something. It's got that feel like, you know, on the weekends you play something like this. It just has that feel to it. Like let's all have a party all night long. And then we got the Lucky Star, Madonna. Very nice.
Didn't land with me. This is pre my Madonna interest period.
It was and this was Lucky Star was just like my anthem as a little girl. I was like, yes, I'm gonna sing this song until my everybody's ears bleed around me. It was great. But it's sort of like, you know, girls will be girls want to have fun, all that stuff, type of energy on this, and just loved it. Also, Everything She Wants from Wham. And
Yeah.
I was confused by this song when I was younger. I was like, what is going on here? But it is a pretty good song. It also feels a lot different from the other songs that they sung.
I think if the she in the lyrics is George Michael, then it all makes perfect sense.
Everything George Michael wants? I don't know what you're
That's what
saying.
somebody said to me once. Whether it's true or not, I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's one of those things that I guess it's not quite a breakup song, but it's on a like he's with somebody who wants everything and is never happy. So
yeah,
and they're doing everything that they can to hold on to the relationship.
Yeah, been there.
We've all been there. Like, oh, why isn't this working? Yeah, I'm doing everything. And so, so yeah, there was something about it that was sad and weird, but also the composition of the song itself really felt a lot like his later work that he would do on his solo album.
Yeah, this song got overlooked because Last Christmas was such a massive hit. And that was the other song on the release. But I do remember it. It's good.
Yeah, and the other two songs that I remember from Wham was very much pop kind of culture songs, and this one was like changed, had like a different flavor. But I loved it. I still loved it because it was different, and so yeah. Then we have Irene Cara breakdance for which means I said it says breakdance, but it is the song is called Breakdance. The song is called Breakdance, 1984, Irene Cara. The music video for this is insane. She is dancing all over the place. Oh, I'm like, wow, Irene Cara, you're an incredible dancer. And it's just one of the wildest videos. And yeah, I had never really even heard of this song until I put together this list. But it made the chart somehow.
I remember this song, the video, if it's the one you're talking about, which is her dancing in this studio set.
Yes.
The thing that's funny about this is that you've got her singing a song called Breakdance. It's got a breakdance beat, but you've got all these studio dancers who are not breakdancing. They're all doing this kind of
Yeah, they're doing
Sort of,
like, yeah, showgirl kind of thing.
yeah, they're just, well, they're doing, what we're, and then you've got sort of a couple of male dancers dressed up in very kind of breakdancey clothes. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, now one of them's doing a worm. Yeah, okay. So there's a little bit of breakdancing in it, but it's very
There's
small.
there's a little bit, and even Irene Cara does like a moonwalk for a second or
Yeah,
two.
in heels, which is not easy.
Not easy, and she's doing a lot in those heels, okay? She is
Yeah,
making it work.
she does.
And
Man, her life was pretty sad. I feel like, when I was reading her whole history and everything, it's just like, I don't know, that whole success comes with a price, and I feel like she really paid that price.
well, if you could just give us a small breakdown, maybe 2 sentences of what exactly is going on there. Because
I feel
I
that's a way deeper rabbit hole than we have time for, but
okay. All right. So,
well, she just had a lot of tragedy. You just read the history, and also
okay.
again died relatively young. So
Okay. We'll have to go to Wikipedia and find out all
yeah,
the juicy details.
well,
But
it's all on Wikipedia. It's all there.
something to that effect. But yes, this song is, I mean, it's a great song. She's that music video, she is working for her supper. But I thought it's very interesting because she's dancing on her own. Usually when you have these kind of performances, you have some coordination, like the lead singer and the background dancers are doing similar activities. In this music video, she is on her own and she's like out dancing all of the professional dancers. And I was like, wow, you're it was something very interesting about that music video. But yes, it is definitely a good song. And like I said, I had never even heard of this song until I put together this list, but it made the chart. And
I sort of vaguely remember it.
yes,
It's
yes,
overlooked by superior hits of hers.
yeah, yes. And then we have Bananarama, Cruel Summer. I mean, this was the
Karate Kid.
anthem this was the anthem for the summer. Oh my God. Absolutely. And yes, you're saying that it was in Karate Kid, the
Yeah.
original one. And it is yeah. They had a way of like creating songs that were definitely there's another one that they did, the Venus song that they did. That's another one that was sort of like a summer anthem song. Very, very infectious, I would say. And the next one we got is Wang Chung, Dance Hall Days. Very good song here. I definitely love this song so very much.
I don't know if I know this one.
Oh, wow. Well, I'll have to let you hear it and then you can say what you think.
I'm gonna put it on and I'm gonna like, oh yeah. Yeah, Wang Chung. The only Wang Chung I remember was from Doctor Who, but let's have a look.
I'm surprised they didn't play this at your party.
Oh God, of course I remember this. And this is in that movie. It's playing in the movie Bachelor Party.
Oh yeah.
When they go and visit the male strip club. Yeah, I do, and that's the main reason why I remember it, because I've got the Bachelor Party vinyl soundtrack and it's on there. Yeah,
Cool.
so
Yeah.
but it's not one of those songs that I knew the name or knew the band. I just, it's that song. It's one of those.
Oh yeah. This was definitely like on the radio all the time. Always heard this song. This is one of the classics of 1984.
The band looks and feels very German. I don't know if they were, but
Oh.
got a German vibe going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You'll have to tell me about that.
Yeah, I'll do
And this is Give It Up, which is sort of the last holdouts of the 1970 disco craze. Casey and the Sunshine Band. Definitely a really cute song, but I always associate it with the 70s, but it was done in the 80s. Very interesting. Or again, one of the last holdouts for the disco era. Then we've got I'm So Excited. There we go. Pointer Sisters.
The sisters again.
Yes, I mean, wow, that's three times the charm. These girls are
Yeah.
amazing, and so yeah,
That gets a lot of play at the club I go to as well.
yeah. I have not heard anybody say they did not like this song, and it's just like I was saying about the energy. It just has so much energy. The music video is so cute, and it was it's sort of like the song of parties all over the world. It was great. It was great.
Hey, you saw my science project, right? You watched that because I think you did a stream about it, which came out.
I don't think I've done a stream about that, and I'm not sure if I've seen it, or if I have seen it, it's been a long time.
Oh, okay. Oh man, maybe I'm getting you confused with someone else. I'm getting old. Yeah. All right. There's a reason.
There's another retro girl out there.
No. But there are a lot of other people reviewing older movies, though.
Yes, I noticed that. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a personal favorite of mine, starring John Stockwell, when they find the sort of alien device thing that opens up dimensions in the school, and they're going through the school, and there's all these different characters of history, and you know, at one point they end up in Vietnam, then there's a dinosaur coming around the corner and things. It's kind of cool. I really liked it. I thought it was a good film.
Okay, well, I'll have to check it out one of these days. The next one is Madonna Holiday. So I guess this is
Holiday.
Still like leftover from the year before. And yeah, this is one I did not see videos of, but it was one of those things was that I kind of heard of it over on the radio over the years. So it was like it was one of those that was like, oh, that's a Madonna song. Oh, yeah. It was sort of like when they ran out of things to play, they were like, okay, well, let's find the Madonna holiday song.
This is a good song. This is the best song of that movie. There's no stopping us, no stopping. And Lucinda Dickey did her first interview in quite a long time. It's on YouTube, but somebody got her for an interview.
Now, can you explain who Lucinda Dickey is? I know who she is, but
so Lucinda Dickey is she had done a film for Canon Movies when they were churning them out left and right. She did American Ninja 3 which shot like around the same time as American Ninja 2. They just shot it around the same time. So she actually filmed American Ninja The Domination before breakdance, which I was quite surprised to learn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they were trying to find the female lead for breakdance, and with it being Canon, they didn't want to go to an established actress because they didn't want to pay that fee. So they were up for finding an unknown, and she did have a bit of a background with dance, but she hadn't gone through like a big school like Juilliard or something like that. But I think she had some background anyway. Yeah, to cut long story short, so she ended up. That's how she got breakdance and subsequently breakdance too.
Yes.
Then met her husband and like left the rat race of making films. It's quite a nice little interview. It was good to hear her story, and she's got a really good attitude about the whole thing, and you know, and she says she still gets people recognizing her, even though she looks pretty different. But
yeah. So she is the lead actress in the movie Breakin', which is the is where this song was played on, or is associated with this song. And so this song was really great, and this was an opportunity for us to to see breakdancers. For me, this was one of the places where I first saw breakdancers, besides like randomly on some like dance show or.
I remember breakdancing to this song, playing it off the vinyl soundtrack in
that must have been
in my parents' living room, like, you know, testing out, doing all that and all that stuff, you know.
Did you lay down the cardboard on the floor?
Yeah, but I could never do all the head spin stuff. So
Mhm.
I did all the like more the body popping
Mhm.
stuff and that kind of thing, dancing one foot over the other when you do that.
Yeah, yeah. I really wanted to. For some reason, I really wanted to spin on my back. That was like my favorite. I was like, oh my god, I want to do that.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was too tall for that because I was quite tall and quite lanky, and that didn't really work for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good song. It's the best song on that album.
Yeah. And it's also like it's a song, like I said, of our youth, of our generation, because when people hear this song, this takes you back to 1984 and what you might have been doing at that time, what you might have thought of breakdancing, that kind of thing. The breakdancing was sort of a sweeping kind of realization as oh yeah, breakdance, that really new weird kind of dance that's out there. We got to learn it. You got to learn something. You got to learn how to moonwalk. You got to learn how to pop. You got to learn how to lock. You got to learn how to do the snake. You got to learn how to do all these dances right now.
Yeah, I can only do about 4 things.
Yeah. Oh man, and then the running man came, and that was another thing. Okay.
Let's launch into the final stretch.
Okay, well, we're gonna go by a little faster, okay? So we're
All right, I'll try not to rabbit hole.
all right.
Unless it's a crucially important story, of course.
So, okay. So we've got Church of the Poison Mind.
Yeah.
I loved this song because it was so different, and they had somebody singing in the background. I don't know who it was. Oh, Helen Terry sang backing vocals on the song, and it was so it had sort of a Baptist church flavor to it a little bit, not quite, but almost a little bit. So I love that mix of genres. It was really a lot of fun for me to hear this song, and just the music video as well was really a lot of fun too. Wrapped Around Your Finger, The Police.
Yeah,
Definitely. What a great song. These guys are just masters of what they do.
yeah. My parents were big fans of the Police.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And Pink Houses, John Cougar Mellencamp. Did you was John Cougar Mellencamp really big in the UK?
No, not really. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I know this one.
Oh, interesting. Yes, because he is very much known as sort of an Americana type artist, somebody who is very much a storyteller of American experiences.
Yeah, kind of a country and western ballad story singer.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, I know the music video for this. I've definitely seen it.
Yeah.
It's very. I live in Texas, isn't it? Sort of
vibe. Well, it's really interesting because this was the other ones before had a more rock and roll flavor to it, to the songs that he would sing, but this one for real just came out of the gate almost feeling like it had a very strong country flavor to it, and it sounded good. So hey, and the music video was very interesting. Featured a lot of people, like regular folk, and I think a lot of people took a liking to that. Now the next one is Let's Hear It for the Boy, Denise Williams,
well,
Footloose.
that's Footloose again.
Yes, I mean the soundtrack was insane for that movie.
Yeah, good song on the album. I liked it. Holding Out for a Hero, which is also on the Footloose album, Bonnie Tyler, which I think
yes.
that charted in the UK way after the release of Footloose, which was quite unusual.
Yeah, this was another one of those songs that when you went to, like, you were walking down the street and you passed the basketball courts where the guys were playing basketball, or you know, you were going to your favorite, like, march, you would hear somebody in their car playing this song that was playing on the radio, and this is one of them. And yeah, just every time I heard this song, you just wanted to start dancing. And maybe it was a mixture of her voice and the lyrics. It was just great. And there's a sense of innocence too that I love about the music in the 80s. Head Over Heels by Go-Go's, a very very cute song. Any familiarity with the Go-Go's?
Yeah, no, I know the Go-Go's. I'm just trying to hear this song in my head. Head Over Heels. Let's have a quick listen. Oh yeah, this video I remember.
Then we've got Reflex by Duran Duran.
Oh yeah, well, this is a great song.
Yeah, it's a great song. Yeah. And we've got The Longest Time by Billy Joel.
That's another good song.
Oh, yes. And it just was one of those songs that I would just catch myself singing randomly. And my mom was like, what song is this? Like, it would just be in your mind. It was such an earworm song.
Yeah.
Then Magic, the Cars, again, is on our list.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent song. I remember that cover in Our Price Records in the charts. Definitely remember that.
And then Night Ranger, When You Close Your Eyes. This is a song that I kept singing this song over and over. It's great.
I feel like I'm gonna, because that Night Ranger did Sister Christian.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have a way of making like these epic songs that felt like they have that like Meatloaf kind of like, this song is not just a song, it's a story. And this is one of the songs that I felt like they kind of bridge the gap between what they usually do with sort of like more of a pop song in this one, When You Close Your Eyes. And I just kept singing this song over and over again because it's like that.
I do remember that one.
Rock Me Tonight?
No, the last one.
Sorry.
I remember Rock Me Tonight.
Yeah, Rock Me Tonight, Billy Squire, and just love his sound. And I kind of wish he did more music, but yes, loved his sound. And I like his dancing too. And this is really a weird one, but it's it's good. Yeah, Mo Be There. The name of it is so weird.
I'm
But
not sure I know this.
yeah, by
song.
James Ingram. And
Well, Michael McDonald did Shine Sweet Freedom, which is from the soundtrack to Running Scared, the movie.
yes. And yeah, Michael McDonald is in the you can hear him in this song, and it's really great. I love his voice. I know it's a choice. Not everyone loves his voice, but the two together, Ingram and McDonald, is just really wonderful. And yes, this song was really like one of those songs I loved. Also, we've got Daryl Hall and John Oates, Out of Touch, which is, I love this. I love this song. I just love the two of them singing together. They're just really great. Did Hall and Oates big over here in the UK?
Um, it didn't land with me. I
Hmm.
remember Yah Mo B there.
Oh,
Because that Michael
you remember
McDonald, that
Yamo be there?
Michael McDonald voice is so distinctive, so
Yeah.
rich. But not sure about the other one. Again, I'd have to listen to it.
Okay. Then Private Dancer, Tina Turner.
Needs no introduction.
Needs no introduction. And I know that William Blake Hall really likes this song. It's a really one of those songs. I was, as a 14-year-old, like, what kind of song is this? What is this song about? And to learn, like, understand what it was about. And the music video also kind of does a little of a job to kind of inform you of what's happening, but it doesn't cross the line of being lewd or gross or anything. And just the way she sings this song is very passionate, and I don't know, it was really well done how it was all handled. I thought, considering the subject matter. What about you?
Yeah, I'm a big Tina Turner fan. Can't remember if I was particularly into this song at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I got into Tina Turner when she did the Mad Max 3 soundtrack.
Okay, that's
So
a little after. Yeah.
beyond, yeah, it was a couple of years later. Going back to the previous song, Out of Touch, Hall and Oates was big in the UK. I do remember it, and I was dancing to it the other day.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was that I remember getting a lot of radio play for sure. I remember the video with them dancing around in the big drum, the big band drum thing where they're in the middle.
Yeah, the music video is really cool. They're all over the place, and yeah, these guys are just great. I love pretty much any song from them, but my favorite song from them. I've got a long list of songs that I really like from them. My favorite song is Dreamtime. I love that. Yeah, she was just at this. I think this is the second single that she released, and MTV was really starting to push her out as an artist at about this time, and it was really quite like, who's this lady? Oh my God, she's so interesting. She's so cool. Look at all the things that she's doing. I was enamored by her. And she proved later on that she had a lot more going for her than even that song proved. But then we've got Modern Love by David Bowie, and this was a very interesting era for him as far musically, and also he had a completely different look. He gave himself like a really interesting makeover, and I think he's one of the first people that I noticed had like each album he had like a different look for. It's like,
Yeah,
so you change yourself for your albums. That's very
he
interesting.
sort of reinvented himself every few. Well, there's a Bowie for every decade, they say,
Yeah.
or whatever. And the Flight of the Conchords do a really good parody of David Bowie. The episodes of their show, and the one of them dresses up as him in all the different eras of him.
Oh, cool.
So it's quite good. But yeah, I mean, Let's Dance gets play all the time. This is one of the songs that doesn't get as much play, but it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And that is it, guys.
Oh, is that the last one? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's time to go. Let's dance.
Yeah, Let's Dance is really amazing. Well, any closing words for the 1984 music selections in your mind? Just a brief overview of all of the songs.
I mean, yeah, it's a great year for music in every sense for me, because this is the period when I was like, you know, my weekly or doing a paper round, and every week that paper round money would buy an album, and it would nearly always be a movie soundtrack. I did buy some bands, but not many. But the number one track for me for that year still has to be Together in Electric Dreams. Song wise. I love that song. But in terms of kind of non-movie related songs, let me just get that Billboard up again to summarize. What would I'll tell you what my top, let's say what my top 3 would be, right? So I mean, obviously Together in Electric Dreams. I'm looking at all the songs going, yeah, that's my favorite. They're all from movies.
Yeah,
it's Ghostbusters, you know.
yeah.
Just trying to think of songs that not directly from films that came out that year that I would go, yeah, I'd have them in my top 10 of that year. Time After Time, Cyndi Lauper, for sure. I Just Called to Say I Love You, Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it'd probably jump from the Pointer Sisters, for sure. I'm just looking, you know, it's a lot of songs I like, but yeah, I'm so excited. Is another great one.
I think that's a great song for New Year's. That you could play that song.
Yeah, and pick one more, maybe. I mean, it's a good song, but it got played to death in a store where I worked, so now I can't stand listening to it. But I guess that's why they call it The Blues by Elton John. That's a really good song.
Yes.
You know, but unfortunately we had this best of Elton John hits, and it got played to death in this store that I was working at. I was like, my God, I can't listen to any more Elton John.
Yeah, I play that song every day. I love that song. That's a good
song. Yeah. So
those are great.
Let's say hello to people in the chat. There's Unicorn Rampant Studios, Keithy.
Well, let's not do that. That got us into trouble before. Okay.
Why did it get us into trouble? Why? What happened? Why? Because there were people we didn't mention.
Maybe. But anyway, I really want to thank you so very much for doing this with me, Lance. This was so much fun, and
a ton of fun.
Yeah. You know, we went through so many rabbit holes, and it was great. I love the rabbit holes too.
Random 1980s stories.
They're great. They're great.
To do with that person who was in that thing that I saw at that time, or whatever.
Well, it works. And you're amongst movie lovers, so we love all that stuff anyway. But yes, we're gonna figure out ways to have you on the show or on the channel more. I know that we've been doing our own things on your channel. Your channel is blowing up. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in your channel these days.
Well, I've got my 2-year anniversary coming up on the 14th of July this year, I think, which is a Sunday. So I'm going to do a big stream. So that may have just happened, or it could be coming up soon, depending on when this drops. And then I guess the other big things I'm doing regularly at the minute, apart from my regular Tuesday night chat where we talk about movies and films and stuff that we've seen, tend to mainly stick to stuff we're going to recommend. We did do a little bit of a Rebel Moon discussion. I know I saw a video you did of Rebel Moon. I feel our opinions differ on this particular topic.
Slightly.
But I was really wanting it to be good. I was really hoping it was going to be great. Actually, maybe when I've seen the 15-hour cut, it'll all make sense. But yeah, but I'm doing Band of Brothers. I'm doing a Band of Brothers every weekend. It's either on Saturday or Sunday, depending on various things. But with the Inside Man, who worked on the whole show, so we're showing all these behind the scenes on-set photographs that no one's ever seen before.
Oh wow!
So we're showing those on every stream, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so I'm doing that, and I've got my industry interviews. Check it out; it'll be under the industry interview section.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it really. Just, and I'm doing lots of collaborations with people like yourself and Canoli Sasquatch and Gord King, and there's kind of a little gang of us now, and we're always jumping on each other's streams all the time. I've done some stuff with Anti-Derivative Jill.
Yes, I saw.
She's like the Star Trek version of you. She's the Star Trek nerd girl. She's a really nice person. So
I love her so
yeah,
much.
that's been fun. That's been fun doing it because I'm a massive Star Trek fan. So that's good Star Trek, of course. So.
This is great. We can't wait to see all of the things that you are doing, Lance. And also, yeah, we've got to figure out more and more ways that you can show up on our channel here. We're looking into some movies that maybe you might be interested in doing some watch parties with us if you're available on Saturdays.
If yeah, I do occasionally do streams on Saturdays. I'm doing one this Saturday, but I don't do a stream every Saturday, and it also depends on what time. So
okay, yes. So we'll shoot you over the information once I get more, and I do have.
It's late on a Saturday. I can probably do it if it's after my midnight kind of thing. I can probably do it, which would be your after your 6 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We'll shoot some ideas and see what lands. And yes, once again, thank you very much, Lance, and we'll see you in the next chance we get to collaborate.
Fantastic.
Yay. Hey guys, I'm back. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. I thank you so much for all of you guys who stuck with me with the list and the part 1s and the part 2s of this. I really appreciate it. And without further ado, I am gonna let you guys go. But before I do, I do want to just kind of gently go over the list of things that are happening this week. If we could do that, that would be pretty awesome. Let's see. So you guys, members got a video today. There will be a video. I might do an extra video this week, just for the members, just as an extra. And let's see, Tuesday, though, we're going to be watching Gargoyles once again with Mama Bear Art Doll. It's going to be week 12. So we're getting up there. We have 21 weeks altogether. So week 12, we're getting creeping closer and closer to at least the middle point. And yeah, that is going to be a good time. That was a good show. And also, it's going to be in the same format as we have here, where it's a pre-recorded show. I will be live in the chat. Hopefully, Mama Bear will be able to make it in the chat, and we'll see what happens there. Also, look out on my community tab. There may be a few places where I may be posting something. I may be showing up on someone's streams or doing something where I'll invite you guys to take a look at those videos. So do keep an eye out for your community tabs. On Saturday, we are going to be watching Dirty Rotten Scoundrels 1988. It's going to be so much fun. I love that movie. It's going to be like, we're going to be laughing the whole time. So yeah, just a good time.
And later on that day, I'm going to head over to Lorena Creole's channel, and I'm going to be doing a watch party with her for Pocahontas, that Disney film that was done way back when. And then what else? Next Sunday, I'm going to have a special live stream, which is going to be live, in which I will be with Douglas A. Burton again. We are going to be going over his book, The Heroine's Labyrinth, and people will be able to ask him questions about his book and his theories and everything. It'll be a lot of fun for us to put out some hypothetical questions for him about the Heroine's Labyrinth, and just have a little fun talking about storytelling in film, and just in general. I love the topic, and I can't wait to do it with him. And so let's see. Let's see. I am really, really sick. I really need to get to bed and take care of myself. But I will I will definitely do so. But what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna play my outro, my 3-minute outro, and you guys can leave your goodbyes. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody, and happy Memorial Day.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.